The following is a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Coverage of Dowling Catholic High School basketball is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Instruction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, R&R Realty Group, Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, and Tamia & Sons. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic basketball on Iowa Catholic Radio. 1150 AM, 88.5 FM, 94.5 FM, streaming at iowacatholicradio.com and on the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to the Dowling Gym as we bring you our third doubleheader this week here on Iowa Catholic Radio of high school girls and boys basketball. From the Dowling Gym, Mark Himadale, joined by our good man Steve DeVenny, recovering from a bout of the intestinal flu earlier this week, and he's rejoining me tonight once he gets through all the traffic and all the snow that's going on right now as we are having a game tonight here at Dowling. It's Johnston and Dowling, and the girls' game, what a dandy. Number 2 Johnston, number 3 Dowling. These two teams played last game, a game-winning basket by Johnston freshman Molly Nelk, who sank the off a stolen pass at the end of regulation, won the game in regulation for Johnston. The first time these two teams met, and the second game is tonight between these top 3 teams, and we're going to have it all here on Iowa Catholic Radio as we're looking for a great night of basketball. The Dowling boys game will follow, and we'll have that tonight. Let's take a look at some of the girls and boys basketball matchups tonight in the Central Iowa Metro League. Here it's Johnston at Dowling. We're going to be tipping off here in about 7 minutes as we are on time, actually ahead of time, as the JV game, JV girls game won by Johnston 60-46. So we will be starting early here tonight. A lot of activities going on. We'll be recognizing some of the middle school activities, including the cheerleading, and a lot of things going on between games at halftime of both games. So hope you stay tuned for that. Urbandale is at number 9. Urbandale is at Ankeny tonight. Urbandale girls ranked 9th. 12th ranked Ames girls at number 10 Ankeny Centennial. And these are all 6:15 tip-offs. Number 13, Valley Tigers back in the top 15. They're at number 5, Waukee tonight. And in Mason City, ranked 12th in Class 4A girls, they're at number 6, Southeast Polk. Marshalltown is at Fort Dodge. Hoover is at Lincoln. Roosevelt at East. And North is at Ottumwa. Tomorrow, there's a boys-only game in the CIML as Des Moines East boys travel to Sioux City West. They'll tip off at 2:30 up there. And in girls action tomorrow, Iowa City West is at the Valley Tigers, and that game will get underway at 3:30 at the Valley Gym. But tonight here, it's Johnston and Dowling, and what a series this has been between the two schools. Earlier this year, Johnston defeated Dowling, as I mentioned, 72-70 on a last-second basket by freshman Molly Nelk for the Johnston Dragons. Last year, Johnston defeated Dowling in both games, 74-64 at Johnston, and 56-54 here at the Dowling Gym. So the Dragons come in with a 3-game winning streak over the Maroons. Dowling leads the series as we go back about 12 years or so, 17-9 over Johnston in girls play, as the Maroons are trying to come off a 3-game losing streak to the Dragons. Both teams come in tonight on winning streaks. The Johnston Dragons have won 11 in a row. Their only loss this year was to number 7 Cedar Falls back on November 30th. That Saturday they had Coe College hosted a girls tournament. Had about 9 teams coming there, and 7th-ranked Cedar Falls upended the Johnston girls 58-57 for their only loss of the year. Since that game, the Dragons have went on an 11-game winning streak, beating number 5 Waukee by 10 points at Waukee earlier this year. They swept number 10 Centennial by 3 and 5 points against the Jaguars. Beat Dowling, who is third ranked this week, and they also have wins over number 9 Urbandale, and started the season off defeating the Valley Tigers by 34 points at the Valley Gym. So this has been a very tough Johnston team. The Maroons will find that out tonight if they haven't already. This is a great matchup here in the CIML. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons have won 6 in a row since their loss to Johnston back on December 20th. Dowling's won 8 of their last 10 games. They're coming off wins over Ankeny, number 12 Ames, and coming off a win Tuesday night over number 5 Waukee, 79-65 here at the Dowling Gym, in a game you heard on Iowa Catholic Radio. One lineup change for Dowling. Ella McVeigh returns to the lineup and she will come off the bench tonight as Meg Simplot will get the start at that guard spot. Simplot and Julia Moore, the freshmen, have both been rotating starting for Ella. Ella's coming off a hamstring injury, and as we heard and mentioned on Monday night, said that is either a 2 days or 6 weeks type of rehab. And athletic trainer Del Lark here at Dowling, the longtime trainer, says, hey, she's ready to go. And Coach Meyer will start her off the bench. So good news for Dowling. They are now at full strength. And for the Johnston Dragons, they are at full strength. And we will talk more about the Dragons when we return to our pregame show. We're live from the Dowling Gym tonight. It's number 2 Johnston, number 3 Dowling here in the girls' game, the boys' game to follow. And we'll get set with starting lineups. The girls' contest coming up right here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides the best tax savings over any other charitable giving in the state. 65% of your contribution directly reduces your Iowa income tax liability. Plus, there are still federal deductibility options to further save on taxes. Find details online, ctoiowa.org. All this for the kids and their future.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Mark Amadale joined now by Steve DeVinny as we get set for number 2 Johnston, number 3 Dowling here in the girls contest, game 1 of our doubleheader. And welcome back, Mr. DeVinny. We gave you some shout-outs Tuesday night during the contest. Hope you were rehabbing that virus that kind of came along on you unexpectedly. And we're glad you're back and ready tonight, Steve.
I have no idea what it was, but thank goodness it only lasted about 24 hours. I was listening to you guys on the broadcast. It sounded like the Maroons played quite well.
They did. That's probably their best game this year that we saw from the Dowling girls. Congratulations to them. Also, we are graced to be right next to Mr. Sub, Mr. Dave here at Dowling, as he's known. I don't think he's subbing anymore. Mr. David Keeley, longtime teacher here at Dowling, just lives on the other side of the soccer field, his backyard. I've seen a soccer ball or two go in there. Matter of fact, I made sure a couple of my daughter's errant kicks went in his backyard. And
I like it.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's got not a bad crowd here for a night. And you were involved with the traffic. Snow.
It's actually quite slick.
Now it's starting to get slick because the temperature's going down a little bit. We got a lot of salt out, and we're playing basketball. So let's take a look, Dave. Steve, let's take a look at our starting lineup tonight. He's just sitting next to Mr. Dave Keeley, the longtime substitute teacher here at Dowling. And we'll start with the visitors from Johnston. Dragons on 11-game winning streak. They come in ranked number 2 with a 13-1 overall record. They're undefeated in Central Conference play, and this is a Central Conference game tonight. Second time these two teams have met. They're 5-0 in conference play. The head coach is Chad Jellick. Jellick in his 8th year at Johnston, 134 wins, 49 losses. Assisted by Mark Hine, Brad Buchan, Jenny Cook, Isaac Rodenberg, and Christine Wolford. The Dragons will start their best player and their very talented 4-year starter at guard, Maya McDermott. McDermott, a 5'5 senior, averaging 21.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and leads the team with 20 steals and 44 made threes. She's going to UNI next year, and she'll wear number 2. The other guard is Kinsey Jellick. Might mention that's the coach's daughter. Kinsey is a 5'10 junior, and Kinsey averages 5 points and 3 rebounds. We're number 14. The other guard, the third guard, is Anna Gosling, second leading three-point shooter with 16 made threes, averaging 8.5 points, 2.5 rebounds. She'll wear number 20. One forward for Johnston, Kendall Need, a 5'11 senior, averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, leads the team with 13 blocks. She'll wear number 30. And finally, at center for Johnston, Maddie Mock, 6-foot senior, averaging 5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and the co-leader in steals on the team with 20 and 11 blocks. She'll wear number 40. So it's McDermott, Jellick, and Gosling, the 3 guards, with Need and Mock in the post. Dragons come in averaging 66 points on offense. They give up just under 51 points on defense. And again, they bring a record of 13-1 to the game. Now for Dowling Catholic, the Maroons are ranked number 3. They bring a 6-game winning streak in the contest. Head coach Kristen Marr in her 4th year, 68 wins, 19 losses. Dowling 12-2 on the season, 5-1 in Central Conference play, and their only loss was to Johnston. They'll start at one guard, Caitlin Clark, a 5'11 senior, averaging 34.5 points, 8.5 rebounds. She'll wear number 11. The other guard, Meg Simplot, 5'7 senior, averaging 4 points, 3.5 rebounds. The third guard is Emma Gipple, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 5 points, 4.5 rebounds. At one forward is Grace Gaber, a 5'11 senior, averaging 9.5 points. And the center is Nai Tong, a 6'1 senior, averaging 5.5 points, 5 rebounds. And we'll take a break. When we come back, we will have the tip-off between Dowling and Johnston. But first, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers tonight for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord, amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
And our national anthem being played before in Johnston here at the Dowling Gym. And welcome back to our broadcast here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Special recognition for the cancer survivors here. It's Coaches versus Cancer game here at Dowling, and it's a pink out if you're coming. And Steve DeVinny, we've got a pretty good crowd. Considering the weather has gotten a little bit more sloppy, it's starting to freeze a little bit, but we're going to have high school basketball tonight, and that's a good thing. We haven't had that in a Friday night for a while.
Yeah, no, it feels good, and be a good crowd, as you say. And the Johnston Dragon girls passed the eye test, don't they? They have quality players at all the positions, and it'd be a good challenge for the Maroons tonight for sure.
No question about it. And, of course, I want to remind our listeners at halftime, normally we have Michael Connor, the Dowling boys basketball coach, on at halftime of the girls game, kind of previewing the boys contest. We're going to have a very special guest here tonight, and that is Jean Berger, the executive director of the Iowa Girls Athletic Union, and she will join us, Steve, at halftime. And as they get prepared for the upcoming state tournament. Matter of fact, you see an extra camera here tonight. That's Iowa Public Television shooting a feature on Dowling's Caitlin Clark, who was named yesterday to the McDonald's All-American team. They select 25 high school seniors across the country. She out of 500, and Caitlin was another accolade for her, and they're doing a little feature on here. So we have that going on here with that light shining at us as Dowling wins the tip and has the ball here.
Incredible career, and we're seeing we get to see the last however many games, depending on how far the Maroons go in the playoffs.
Well, this is game 15, so they only have 6 more regular season games, and then the playoffs start. So Dowling with the ball, a little backdoor cut, shot up, and no good by Nai Tong. Great pass inside by Caitlin Clark from the left wing into Nai Tong in the paint, and the ball was slapped out of bounds. They say it went off of Nai. Turnover against Dowling. Johnston will have their first offensive possession.
Yeah, good help defense there in the post by Johnston, which you would expect, number 2 in the state.
They get loose inside. Kendall Neat shot no good, gets her own rebound. Put back with the left hand, no good. Rebound out of there by Dowling, and getting the start tonight, Meg Simplot at the off-guard spot. Now Clark for 3, and it's good. Right over Kendall Need. And Caitlin Clark with a Chemie and Sons three-pointer to start up. And then Johnston down court. Need with the basket, good as they push it up court, Steve. Wow.
Yeah, they're explosive, number 2 in the state, and they push tempo at all times.
And now a lob pass inside to Nai Tong, and the pass mishandled out of bounds. Turnover against the Maroons, and Caitlin trying to get Nai involved early.
Yeah, and she was successful with that the other night. But you know, on these big stages when there's so much on the line, number 3 versus number 2, conference game, sometimes you come out a little bit tight.
I got to get the lights shut off right now as one of the news.
Oh, that was just the news station, not
that was TV 13, Channel 5 or no, Channel 5. They're probably here too, but Iowa Public Television did not have the light. It was TV 13 and Justin Cerncy, and they asked the officials and say, hey, can you move the light? So they did. He just turned it, and we're underway. 3-2, Dowling with the lead, and now a steal. Johnston works inside to Need. Their leading scorer averaging 17 points and 5 rebounds. The Maroons with a shot, it's no good, but Nai Tong on the rebound. Her putback's no good, and a whistle and a foul. Maddie Mock with the rebound. Foul on Nai, and that'll be her first.
Yeah. Maybe a couple shots by the Maroons. One for Caitlin, one for Nai that maybe could have gone, but as I say, everybody's all jacked up here for the big game. Guess who's back in the ball game for the first time in about the last 3 or 4?
Ella McVeigh.
Ella just checked in.
And she's coming off that hamstring injury, and I'll tell you what, she wouldn't be playing unless Mr. Lark said that she was all right, and she's all right, so she's out there. First substitution. And now Johnson on a turnover as they lob it inside. The pass from Jellick goes out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. As the Maroons lead it 3-2. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Underneath, Clark goes around her defender and shoots and scores. And Caitlin Clark another basket as she went right around Kendall Need again. That's an interesting matchup Steve will have to keep an eye on. Yeah. Clark now with all 5 points. Now a three-pointer up and good by Maya McDermott.
Ball screen out there at the top of the key, and nobody switched off. Caitlin couldn't get through it, and so open three-pointer for their best player.
Here is McVeigh for 3, and it's good! Welcome back, Ella McVeigh with a Chemie and Sons three-pointer from the right corner. Dowling by 3, 8-5.
Yeah, that's big.
And now a three-pointer by Maya McDermott, and here we go. The shootout has begun, tied at 8. Clark underneath, scoop shot up, it's good, the basket will count. How did she do that? And a foul on Johnston. It'll be on Need, her first. Wow. Steve, wow. This is just the first 2.5 minutes we're seeing this kind of play.
No, it's incredible. I mean, it really is incredible.
It is.
What a great play there by Clark off the dribble. And Need, who's really, really extremely valuable for Johnston, picks up her first. She cannot afford to get in foul trouble.
Free throw is good by Caitlin Clark. She has 8 points. in the first 3 minutes of the contest. First 2.5 minutes, I should say. Now, in the lane, a shot no good. They're going to wave it off. Need shot is no good. Foul is on Dowling, and they'll call it on Gipple. So Emma will pick up the foul. It's Caitlin Clark along with Ella McVeigh now in the starting lineup, or in the lineup. Emma Gipple, Grace Gaber, and Nai Tong, the 5 and the 4 for Dowling. Here's Mock with it. Lisa Fragelic beyond the three-point out now to McDermott, who's guarded by Clark. Maya works the left side in the lane. Pull-up jumper off the glass too strong. Gets her own rebound.
And then nobody boxes her out.
And then a long three coming. Good. Maroons paid for that. Kendall Mead for 3 left wing. And she shoots and scores her first 3.
Caitlin was the one guarding her, and then she acted like somebody else was the one who should box her out. I didn't see it.
The ball tipped out of bounds as Clark going inside to Nai Tong. And tipped out of bounds by the Dragons. As looking back on this series between Dowling and Johnston the last 4 years, Maya McDermott versus Caitlin Clark. Well, Caitlin won both games during the regular season. Her freshman and sophomore years, they played against each other. Maya won both games for Johnston last year. A three-pointer by McVeigh is no good, and the ball hits the guy wire. It's out of bounds. It'll be Johnston basketball. So it's 4-2 Dowling, or 4-2 Clark over McDermott. And then all of a sudden, the Dragons win on a last-second shot by Molly Nelk over there at December. So now it's 4-3. Dowling with the lead in the last 4 years. So that's the Clark-McDermott matchup. How about that, for lack of a better term? Now, turnaround jumper good by Need from the left block. She's starting to heat up, has 7 points, Steve.
Yeah, she can really play. She's a very good athlete, gets up and down the court well, and can score. Nice soft shooting touch.
13-11, our score. Johnson with the lead. Long three up. Good by Clark, and Need continues to try and guard her. And another to me and Sons three-pointer for Caitlin Clark. She now has 11 points tonight. Back comes Johnston. Pull-up jumper left wing. It's no good by the Dragons, and that's Maddie Mock. Rebounded by Nai Tong, but stolen away, and a basket by Kendall Need.
Yeah. Nye had it. Basically just came and took it from her like she you got to be strong with the ball.
Well, she didn't account for everybody that went down to play defense for Johnson. And now we got a tie-up on a ball that Gipple dribbled into some traffic, and a jump ball called.
Mark, the Maroons have to be careful not to get super frustrated. Right now, they're down by 1. Both teams are playing well, but you can clearly see the frustration on the Maroons' faces. And when you play a team the caliber of Johnston, you know it's going to be a dogfight. You know that you're going to have balls stolen from you. They have to be up to that and keep their attitudes good and strong.
This is where you do the little things all the time. You don't have to worry about it. A turnaround shot, bounces off the rim, and then the glass, and it goes through. Kendall Need with her 11th point here in the first quarter.
Yeah,
and it's 17-14 Johnston, Steve.
She's really got it going.
Dowling with the ball. McVeigh with it, leaves it for Gaber. Now to Clark for 3, left wing. It's no good. McVeigh with the rebound. Gets it to Clark. Caitlin gets it out. They get it out top to Gaber. They work the right side. Gipple fakes a 3 and draws the foul to be on McDermott.
Boy, nice shot fake there. Very good play by Gip to draw that first foul on Maya.
So important to do the little things correct, because you can get away with that in certain games, other games, that makes no difference. The little things are going to count here, both for Dowling and Johnston tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And when you get into a game like this, you just have to – attitude is everything. You got to keep fighting through the adversity. And it seems like Johnston has a little bit better frame of mind collectively than the Maroon girls do at this point.
Alexi Bowles was in for Nai Tong just briefly, and now she checks out. And Maroon's going with a smaller lineup as Julia Moore in there. So Dowling really was going without a post player. Clark, fadeaway jumper. It might have been partially blocked. It was by Need. Picked up by Gipple. Layup good. How about that?
That's a big play right there on the block shot attempt by Caitlin. Need's given Caitlin all she wants early.
McDermott a 3, top of the key. It's no good. Rebound Clark. 17-16, Johnston by 1. 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Underneath, she feeds Gipple. A power dribble. Gets it out to Gaber for 3, left corner. Good! The Maroons retake the lead. 19-17 on a to me and Sons three-pointer by Grace Gaber.
Mark, what a ball game so far. Incredible.
This is awesome, and the place is full. Dowling and Johnston tonight here at the Dowling Gym. Forget the snow. Forget the sleet. We're playing ball. Shot blocked by Julia Moore. That was McDermott's shot. And a whistle and a foul. They're going to call it, I believe, on Caitlin on the rebound. Let's see. Let's see if Clark gets the foul, and she does. That'll be her first.
Excellent defense there. In Julia Moore, the freshman, you probably have the quickest maroon besides Ella McVeigh, and that really is valuable in a game like this when you're defending other team who has very, very good athletes.
Johnston with the basketball. Zoe Buchanan there, number 4 for the Dragons, a 5'5" sophomore, dribbling with the basketball, gets it out to McDermott. Dowling going with basically a 4-guard offense other than Gaber, who's a forward, and now McDermott in a jumper and the runner in the lane. It's good. Maya McDermott dribble penetrates her 8th point.
Yeah, in traffic. Heck of a move. At this pace, we're on 100-point per team game.
All right, here's Gipple with it. Free throw line, gets to Moore, dribbles in, leaves it for Gipple. Fakes the shot, takes it inside, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound McVeigh. Out to Moore, and she loses it, but regains possession. Here's Clark for 3, right in front of Coach Jellick. Good!
You can't let her get her feet set, Mark.
My goodness, Clark with her 3rd 3 of the night. She's got 14. Another Toomey and Sons 3-pointer. We always like to mention Toomey and Sons. A leaner in the lane by McDermott, no good. Knee with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Rebound out of there by Dowling. Here's Clark all the way down court. In the corner it goes. 3-pointer on the way. Good! How about that? Grace Gaber a corner 3. That's her 6th point. And another Toomey and Sons 3-pointers. 25-19, Dowling by 6. 3-pointer by Johnston, no good. That's Molly Nelk with the miss. Rebound by Need, and she puts it through, and that's a 2-point basket for Need. Left wing. She's got 13 here in the first quarter. Wow.
Incredible.
25-21. Clark for 3 again. It's no good. McVeigh the rebound. The put back up and in right around McDermott.
Yeah,
how about that?
Looked like McDermott maybe didn't quite get her boxed off. And
27-21, Dowling by 6. McDermott on the baseline. Has the ball nearly stolen away, and it is tipped away off of Clark, and it went right off the hands of Johnston's Molly Nelk. It'll be a Dowling basketball. And, Steve, 43 seconds remaining in this very fast-paced first quarter. Possession arrow favors Dowling, and the Maroons have a chance to the last shot if they want to hold it.
Back in the days of Bob and Sharon where we defended and threw the ball into the post, this might be a halftime score into the third quarter. I love Bob and Sharon. But this is a different brand of basketball.
First quarter is 27-21. Dowling girls leading Johnston. Number 3 versus number 2. Underneath, Gaber with the shot, no good. Rebound and put back up and in by Caitlin Clark, who has 16 first quarter points.
Yeah, Coach Jellick very, very frustrated with his kids for not blocking out on the defensive boards.
There's McDermott with it down the lane. Her shot's no good. Neat tips it out, keeps it alive. Top of the key for 3 by Buchanan. It's in and out, no good. Rebound Clark. 3 seconds left. Caitlin at half court. The shot it will count if it goes, and it doesn't go. And we have come at the end of the first quarter of play here at the Dowling Gym with the score. Dowling 29, Johnston 21, along with Steve DeVinny. I'm Mark Amadale, back with more from the Dowling Gym after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, underway here in the second quarter. Dowling with the lead, 29-21. The Maroons got the final shot of the first quarter. Now they had the first possession of the second quarter. Maroons going with, like their starting lineup, a fall-away jumper to start it off with. It's good by Caitlin Clark from 15 feet out on the baseline. Fall away there, Steve, and she's got 18. Now we got a whistle.
Looks like a
ball
loose
tipped
ball
out of bounds.
off of Meg Simplot's foot.
So it's Gipple, Nai Tong back in the Dowling lineup along with Grace Gaber. Caitlin Clark and Meg Simplot, the 5 on the floor for the Maroons. And now a steal by Clark, as with the basketball was Gosling. She lost it. Backdoor cut underneath to Nai Tong. Her shot is no good. A little too strong and rebounded by McDermott. And now the Dragons running. Here's Need for 3, and it's good. That's a nice transition that time by Johnston. Need with another 3.
Need might be able to play for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, she could have driven that in a little closer and settled for the 3 and knocked it down. She's playing incredibly well right now.
She had 13 of Johnson's 21 points in the first quarter.
What's
she
her
now has
season
16.
average, Mark?
Need comes in, averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds.
I mean, she's just been out of her mind so far.
And now pull-up jumper, right elbow. It's no good by Gipple of Dowling. And the rebound out to Johnson. Here's McDermott, who's now guarded by Clark, as she was a little bit in that first half. And now Need, the elbow, right elbow. Her shot no good, rebounded by Gipple. Emma Gipple, I think, logged as many minutes as Clark in this first half for Dowling, and she's
a
playing
warrior.
right through it.
Yeah,
yes, she is.
She's a warrior there she does all the little things, and she'll fight on the boards. And
all right, here's Clark with it. 6.5 minutes remaining. Fall away jumper, right wing, no good. Gipple with the rebound, ball loose on the floor and picked up by McDermott. The other way we go. Johnson with it in the offensive end. Maya will launch the 3. It's blocked by Simplot. But McDermott gets it back after Need saved it. Underneath McDermott, a leaner in the lane, no good. Rebound by McDermott and dishes it off to Need. Give and go. Layup good by Kendall Need with 18 points in the first half. Wow.
Mark, the one thing that I've noticed with Caitlin a little bit, the pace of play has been so frantic. She could use a break, either a timeout or take her out for a minute. She was a little bit short on that last jump shot. She's tired.
And a three-pointer by Gaber is up and good. Grace with her third three-pointer of the night. She's got 9 points. The Dowling lead is now 8. Their largest of the game. You're exactly right. They got to find a time for that, or maybe a timeout, as both teams have not used one yet. And now a left-handed shot, no good down the lane by Anna Gosling for Johnston. Rebound Dowling. Here's Clark with it. She works the left side, going against Need. Now backs her up. Johnson stays man-to-man. Clark for 3. It's off the mark. No good.
Yeah,
You're
she's
right.
Tired.
Rebound out to McDermott. Maya in transition. Gets to Jellick in the lane. Shot the left hand. Good.
Everybody left the ball anticipating she was going to pass. Goodness sake.
Kinsey Jellick shoots and scores. And it's 34-28. Dowling by 6. Yeah. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Reminder, at halftime, we'll catch up with the executive director of the Iowa Girls Athletic Union. Gene Gerber will be our guest tonight. Now Clark backs in Jellick and shoots and scores right block. So she went high post that time.
When she takes the ball in the basket or in the lane like that, you can't guard her.
Clark with 20 points, and now Johnston with the basketball, and they lose it in the lane, and the Maroons will hold it. And Caitlin's going to get her breath here. Caitlin goes around Need, and a reach-in foul on Need.
Yeah, both teams are a little tired. Need reached, and I believe that's her second. That's a big play.
Let's see who we're going to get.
And there was no doubt about the call. I mean, she wasn't moving her feet. These kids are getting so tired from the pace of play.
What a crowd we have
incredible
to feed off it. Just like we had with Waukee on Tuesday night, Steve. I know you weren't here, but we had a packed house and went around the balconies here, and we're getting that way tonight on a snowy night in Des Moines. 36-28 Dowling, 4.5 minutes remaining, and now a shot at the left elbow, rolls off the rim, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it went off of Johnston as Nai Tong tangled up with Maddie Mock. They say went off of Mock. It'll be Dowling basketball here, Steve.
Yeah, Simplot with an open look. They appeared to be allowing her to take that 15-footer and just rolled off the rim. Good wide open look.
Well, Gipple comes out, and she may go in for Clark here in the next minute or so once she gets her breath. So they'll work that rotation. I'm guessing that's what Coach will do. They work underneath, Dowling with the ball. And here's a long 3. It's no good.
Good
by
passing.
The Maroons by Simplot.
Great ball movement by the Maroons.
That was Julia Moore who was trying for the assist. And now in transition, three-pointer no good by Molly Nelk. Rebound Dowling. Maroons running 2-on-1. Clark against Moore. Layup good. Clark and Moore with the 2-on-1 right around McDermott. Timeout. Johnston, this will be a 30-second timeout, and Caitlin Clark with 22 first-half points on a give and go.
Yeah, incredible.
Dowling 38, Johnston 28. Maroons' lead is now their largest of the night by 10 over the Johnston Dragons, who come in winning 11 in a row. Dowling girls come in winning 6 in a row.
Is it some kind of a special night for the schools or anything? It seems like there's a lot of families.
It's a pink out night, and we also have recognition by some of the cheerleading. Middle school cheerleaders are being recognized at some point. Tom just told me, he said, we got a lot of moving parts tonight.
Coach Wilson, okay.
Yeah, Coach Tom Wilson, the athletic director, head football coach. A lot of moving parts.
I'll tell you one thing. It's going to be, especially on the Dowling side, the Johnston side so far, there's plenty of seating behind us, but the Dowling side is probably about 85-90% full.
Want to recognize Dental Associates, Kemen, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Mark Emmerdale, Steve DeVinny, 38-28. Johnston with the basketball out of their first timeout. Here's McDermott backing a defender in and lays it up and in. Nice move as she backed in the freshman, Julia Moore.
Tremendous player. I mean,
Maya
McDermott have a good
McDermott.
career at UNI.
Oh, she will. 10 points now for McDermott. And it's 38-30. 8-point lead for Dowling. Maroons have it. Nai Tong underneath. Nearly gets called for the 3 seconds. Gets out of the lane. The Maroons will reset as Johnston, Steve, has stayed in this man.
The pace of play has slowed a little bit, which has allowed Caitlin Clark to catch her breath.
Here's Gipple for three. It's no good. Ball loose on the floor. And Nai Tong around it, but so was Johnston. They say went out of bounds off of Zoe Buchan, who's in there for the Dragons. So it is McDermott and Buchan, along with Molly Nelk, off the bench for the Dragons.
The fact that Need picked up her second foul for Johnston allows Caitlin Clark a little bit easier matchup, and she just knocked down a three.
Another three-pointer.
You were marking down a stat, and she just hit one right in your face there, Mark.
25 points for Caitlin Clark on another Tamia and Sons three-pointer, and we got 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Dowling 41, Johnston 30. Maroons by 11 over the second-ranked Dragons. Now here's McDermott trying to work off Buchan's ball screen. Now Buchan has it. 15-footer right wing, in and out, no good. Rebound Clark. What a first half she's had.
Yeah, Dowling's defensive intensity is about as good as it's been all year.
Now McDermott picks up her second foul on a reach-in as Caitlin went right around her. Boy, they are playing. I'm saying Dowling is playing up-tempo tonight. They're matching Johnston's energy.
Yeah, Johnston, much like Southeast Polk, much like Waukee, they have 5 pretty good athletes, at every position. And Maroons player for player aren't quite as quick, but boy, they're working real hard.
And now Julia Moore turns the ball over, tried to get the assist to Nai Tong, and better off maybe shooting, but turnover against Dowling, and Lexi Bowles checks in for Dowling, replacing
maybe Coach
Nai Tong.
Should we read into the fact that Coach thought Nai should have maybe caught that because Nai had to take a little breather? Maybe.
Could be. I thought Julia should have shot it. Anytime you're in the lane, you need to shoot instead of pass. Now Johnson, Maddie Mock back in the lineup. Her shot is no good. Top of the key. Rebound. Who else? Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
What a night she had. She had 8 assists against Waukee.
Yeah. And I can't say it enough, having Need on the bench with 2 fouls has really hurt Johnston.
She had 8 assists along with her quiet 39 points. Corner three up and good by Gip.
Yeah.
Emma Gipple with another Tamia and Sons three-pointer. That's her 5th point of the night. Dowling lead grows to 14. That is their largest lead. Here's McDermott with it. Dribble handoff goes to Nelk. Ball slapped away, and a whistle and reach-in foul on Gipple.
Going to be her second.
So it'll be the first Dowling player to be in foul trouble. Emma Gipple with 2 fouls. 14 fouls on Dowling, 4 on Johnston. Johnston, they split it amongst 2 players. Maya McDermott with 2 and Kendall Need with 2. Substitution for both teams.
Need is back in the game.
And
Coach Jellick will take a small chance with 1:32 to go, and she already has her second foul.
With McDermott. McDermott will come back on an offense-defense situation, you got to think.
Oh, no, she's still in there, number 2. Yeah, she's got it.
Oh, excuse me. And then Kayla Frickenstein, 5'7" junior in there now for Johnson. McDermott has it, top of the key. Pass goes to the right side to Jellick. Now I'll skip past top of the key to Need. She'll hand it off to McDermott. McDermott going at the left elbow. Running jumper, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. They say went right off a Need as she was battling Caitlin Clark. Also in there for Johnson, mentioned Frickenstein and Kinsey Jellick still in the ball game. So
as the score has changed and the Maroons have gotten more momentum, now it looks like the Johnston girls are laboring a little bit. Their body language isn't quite as good, similar to what the Maroons were early.
44-30, Dowling with a minute remaining here in the first half. Corner 3 up and good by Caitlin Clark. She's got 28 points in this first half, and that is her 5th 3. 47-30, Maroons by 17. Johnson with the basketball in the front court. What a first half for Dowling. They've almost put 50 points up here. McDermott for 3, and it rolls off the rim no good. Rebound cleared out of there by Clark.
They're a little winded. Coach Jellick is very frustrated over there. Very frustrated.
Shots aren't falling. So this kind of probably reminds me a little bit of the game in Eastern Iowa. 25 seconds remaining. Now possession arrow favors Johnston. The Maroons are going to hold for the last shot with 18 seconds remaining, apparently, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, here's McVeigh with us. McVeigh, Clark, Gaber, Bowles, and Simplot, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. 8 seconds remaining. Bowles with it. Over to McVeigh. She'll launch the 3. Uncontested. Good! 20-point lead for Dowling. Are you kidding? Our halftime score, Dowling 50, Johnston 30. Alongside Steve DeVinny, I'm Mark Amadale. Stay tuned. Our special guest is here as Gene Berger will join us here at halftime after the Dowling girls. Third-ranked Dowling leading number 2 Johnston 50-30 at halftime. We'll return to the Dowling gym after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com. Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
And welcome back to the Dowling gym tonight. Our halftime score is Dowling 50, Johnston 30, packed house. Lots of entertainment, middle school parochial kids being recognized here at halftime. My daughter's out there somewhere as I'm joined by Gene Berger, the executive director of the Iowa High School Girls Union. And Gene, thanks for joining us. I wanted to talk to you. I saw you a few weeks ago. I said, I got to have you on here at halftime.
Yeah.
And you're here, and thank you for coming. I know you kind of make the rounds on Tuesday and Friday nights watching basketball.
Well, and, all this pink tonight.
It is pink out.
It must be in honor of the Girls Union, right?
Of course. You got your pink shoes on? You sure do.
Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen.
Caitlin Clark's wearing pink shoes.
I saw that.
I really like an Iowa girl in pink shoes. Always.
Now, you've got an interesting resume. Gene Berger's the executive director of the Iowa Girls Athletic Union. And in other words, you're the gal in charge, but you graduated the University of Iowa. Mm-hmm. You spent some time as administrator at Drake, where I got to know you.
Yeah.
Then you went up to UNI. Yeah. You hit 3 of the Big Four universities except for Iowa State, so you've got a lot of connections to this state, Gene.
I do. Born and raised, Winterset. In fact, I was thinking a 50-30 halftime score, it takes me back to 6-on-6.
Oh, my goodness.
All these shooters on the court tonight. How fun is this to watch?
My
so
goodness.
Much fun, yes.
29 points in the first quarter by Dowling. Put up 21 in the second.
Wow.
And poor Coach Jellick, who I know very well, these guys, girls, we got to guard somebody tonight, but Dowling is just shooting very well.
Very, very well. Yes,
I see
sure.
Iowa Public Television, who will be broadcasting the games at the state tournament, the finals.
Yes.
They're here shooting a piece on Caitlin tonight. And how about Miss Caitlin Clark of Dowling? What do you think about her? Do you hear about her in the office much?
Not much at all, hardly. But, I was thinking about that today, Mark, because I've seen her play this year a couple of times. But 2 things. One, how much she's grown, both not in just her talent and hard work and all that, but, her demeanor on the court, her maturity on the court, how she makes everybody better. 4 years ago when I saw her and now here, what a growth. And that's a real testament to her hard work, but awesome. The other thing is she had her pick of where she could go.
She did.
And I'm sure it was a very tough decision, but gosh, I'm glad she's staying so we can watch her play. I really am very, very happy for all of us who want to see her play at the next level and see what she can do.
Well, Iowa and Iowa State, both here in the state, along with Notre Dame. I really thought, personally, she was going to Notre Dame, but she went to your alma mater, going to Iowa next year.
And, if Coach Bluter and Coach Joensen don't do much to screw up, it'll be a great – I hope they're not listening, by the way. But
what a year they're having over there.
Yes, awesome year. So I'm really happy about that because I think it's important for young girls to look and see that they can be, and she's really been a great ambassador for that.
Well,
Caitlin has. Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, we're talking about as a visit with Jean Berger. Caitlin's, look at her accolades. She played on that, just named yesterday to the McDonald's All-America team. The last Iowa player to do that was Kia Stokes over at Linn-Mar, who ended up going and playing at UConn, but Kia was part of that. And they don't take too many from Iowa. There were 500 nominated, and Caitlin got in the top 25, and she'll play in the All-Star game in Houston on April 1st.
That'll be awesome for her. It's going to be a great experience for her, and it's going to help her grow so much.
Visit with Jean Berger from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union here at halftime. The Dowling girls lead Johnston 50-30. In the background, you hear all the middle school students and their cheers, and elementary students all out there, and Dowling cheerleaders helping them along. Well, it's hard to believe, Jean. This is you're starting your fourth year.
I'm in the middle of it, fourth year.
Middle of fourth year at the Girls Union. After being at Northern Iowa 9 years, Drake 17 years, and I know Kristen Myers on the basketball advisory committee for Dowling. Yes. She used to coach at Nevada and won a state title up there. I think you handed her a trophy one time. Like your first or second year. But people were wondering now, okay, when's the brackets going to come out for girls basketball? Who do we play? Who do we need to get in line for? And you guys got all that going on, and the dates are coming out.
We are really well into it. We're actually going to be a week later.
Because of the calendar year. Is that right?
Well, yes, and also because we are waiting a week later to watch as many games as possible.
I see.
So normally we give you a couple weeks to figure it out. And I think some of the history on that, Mark, is before technology, if you were going to scout who you were going to play or whatever. But now everybody kind of has huddle and
the scouting.
So we're a week later. We're the 5th and 6th and the 12th and 13th, depending on your class. 1, 2, and 3 are early February, and then 4 and 5A. In Dowling's in 5A will be Wednesday, Thursday. So that really falls on the shoulders of Gary Ross for the most part. But, of course, we all have input. We're all out watching them. But everybody's anxious for them. I'd like to think we're transparent enough that if you can't kind of figure it out, you're not paying attention. So you have any guesses?
Well, first of all, you're very transparent because I like how the girls' union, they do this in softball, they do it in volleyball, and they do it in basketball. Yeah. Your ratings mean a lot because if you have top 15 ratings for the most classes, those are your top seeds. Yes. And then you got to figure out at number 16, and then you fill in from there, mostly geographic a little bit. Yep. But I like that. And the coaches love it.
You pretty much know if we try to get the 8 best teams, however you want to define that. We have rankings and things, but we try to get the 8 best teams to state. So we don't want the number 1 and the number 2 to play early. We want that in the championship game. So if you look at that, and you know, particularly in 5A when there's only 40 teams, and you figure out who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, we place one power team in each region, and then you kind of go geography and figure it out from there. So it's not that complicated if you really pay attention to it.
You know what? We can all wait till February.
Yeah.
You mentioned classes 1A, 2A, 3A. The regional brackets will be announced on February 5th and 6th. That's a Wednesday and Thursday. The big schools like Dowling in Class 5A and the 4As, Wednesday and Thursday, February 12th and 13th. So right before Valentine's Day, everybody will know where they're playing.
And they'll send all the love they have for us to the Girls Union.
Visit with Jean Berger, our halftime guest here. Dowling leading Johnston 50-30. Got a little extra time. What a perfect night to have you on. Usually we get that flying 10 minutes, and we got to start the second half. But, Jean, I have to ask you, you talk about the state tournament. What a production it is down there that you guys do. It's one of the best state tournaments, girls or boys, here in the Midwest. The entertainment, the kids, the staff that you have, and the people that volunteer their time each and every year. And Iowa Public Television broadcasting the finals statewide for free. That is awesome. And it's every halftime there's something going on. Between games there's something going on. Jean, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are behind that.
Oh, it takes a lot of people, and it takes all year long to get ready for it. I'm excited this year because our 50-year team is Montezuma. And Sandy Van Cleve, 50 years ago, they won their second state title. And so that would be awesome. And
one class, right?
One
back
class,
then, yeah.
16 teams.
Oh, my goodness.
But, Montezuma is one of the top 2 teams in 1A.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't it be nice if Montezuma girls are there when we bring the Montezuma team back? So, there's such a history to Wells Fargo and Chris Conley and his staff. They treat us royally down there. So it's a great atmosphere. We love it there.
Gene, I know when you started back in the business, back when you were in college and seeing all this, the Iowa girls in general have come a long ways in this sport, in all the sports. You have 10 sanctioned sports, and then, of course, you're with the music folks and all that. That is tremendous for a young girl who has an opportunity, and there are many opportunities. You look at college scholarships, for one, whether it's in cheerleading all the way to basketball, volleyball. That is tremendous, and I think that's important for Iowans to know, whether you had all boys or all girls, whatever. It's good to know that.
Yeah, for participation-wise, Iowa, when you think about our population, we're in the top 10 in the country in participation when you consider population. So that says something about us. But, this will be our 101st state basketball tournament. Most states aren't even at 50.
Is that right?
Yeah, so we've had an opportunity for a long time for the Iowa girl to show her skills. And, what they learn in basketball or whatever sport they're playing carries over. I mean, for goodness sakes, our governor was an Iowa girl.
That's right.
She played against me, Interstate 35. So I go way back with the governor. But
those are sellout crowds, winners at night 35. I could just hear that.
Softball, too. But, we just have a long history and tradition of it being important and okay for girls to be good in a sport. And so you can't replicate that. And it's so important for the confidence and what they develop when they move out into the real world.
Well said, Gene. Visit with Gene Berger, our halftime guest. Dowling and Johnston here at halftime. Dowling leading Johnston 50-30 in the girls' game. And one mess, I'll leave with one final thought before we get to the second half. Gene, one thing you can say to our listeners out there, whether it be about sports or something in general, I'll leave you with the message you want our listeners to know that maybe they don't know.
Well, I think I would take the opportunity to just encourage everybody to keep everything in perspective a little bit.
Sportsmanship.
And more than anything, I think it's just a time where we need to be kind to people. We just need to be kind. We don't need to yell at our coaches. We don't need to yell at our kids playing. They're doing the best that we can, and goodness knows we don't need to yell at the officials because
we need to cheer for the coaches, cheer for the players, and cheer for the teams and the time and effort they put in.
Just be kind to one another is what I would tell you.
Great message, Gene. Hey, Happy New Year, first of all. And second of all, thank you for taking time out of your night. Where else are you going to go? You probably got about 3 games picked out.
Only for you, sir. Only for you.
You're a dear.
Thanks for having me.
Gene, thank you. Gene Berger from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Unit. We'll take a break. Our halftime score, Dowling 50, Johnston 30 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The home and away voice of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports is provided by Two Rivers Glass and Door, creating commercial glass and aluminum storefronts. Also serving your home needs by creating custom frameless shower doors, mirrors, glass tabletops, and specialty glass. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Design, fabrication, and installation. 515-222-4860. Online at tworiversglass.com. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Serving imaginations since 1992.
Thank you, R&R Realty Group, for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. R&R Realty Group is an Iowa commercial real estate owner and developer that provides services for all commercial real estate needs, including brokerage, interior space planning, real estate management, construction, and more. R&R Realty Group has been accommodating business expansions and real estate solutions since 1985, solving commercial real estate needs. R&R Realty Group, establishing long-term relationships built on trust.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym, underway here in the second half. Both teams missing shots on their opening possession. Now Johnston down the lane with McDermott. She shoots and scores. Maya McDermott, who had 10 first half points for the Dragons, now has 12. And the Dowling lead is now 18, 50-32 over second-ranked Johnston. Mark Emmerdale, Steve DeVinny, thanks to Gene Berger, the girls from the Iowa High School Girls Union. And, Steve, what a first half we saw. Now a turnover by Dowling, as the Maroons now have come up empty in their first two possessions of the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a thing of beauty that first half for sure.
Certainly was. Johnston trying to cut into that. Jellick with it out to McDermott for three. Good! Maya McDermott with the three. So she's got 5 of her 15 points here in the third quarter.
We know two things, Mark. Maroons can't play any better. Not that they won't play well again, but you know that Johnston's not going to quit. And they got great athletes, and the Maroons are going to have to play well this half to maintain. Now they're trying to pull them out of the little zone here. And they're content. The Maroons are content to hold the ball out there toward the midcourt line.
Now they'll dribble handoff to McVeigh. It's McVeigh, Gaber, Clark, Gipple, and Nai Tong, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. Here's Clark with the three-point line extended. At the free throw line. Now pull-up jumper right elbow. Good. Right over Kendall Need, who's guarded her most of the night.
Yeah, Need's a great player, but that time she had her palms to the heavens as if to say, what else can I do? And she can't do anything. Caitlin's just that good. She's going to the McDonald's All-American game for a reason.
And Gene Berger talked about Caitlin's career and how much she's grown from her freshman, 4-year starter with McDermott.
Yep.
Johnston with the ball, 52-35 Dowling. Corner three by Jellick is good. So the coach's daughter, Kinsey Jellick, drills a corner three from the left side. That's her first three of the night. She's got 5 points, and it's 52-38 Dowling. 5.5 minutes remaining, third quarter from the Dowling gym. Place is packed. What a performance by the elementary middle school cheerleaders at halftime with lots of help from the Dowling cheerleaders. They did a great job.
I now know why all the people were here, Mark.
Yeah, now you know.
And now some of them have left because the 4-, 5-, and 6-year-old little girls have to go home and get to bed.
Now a long three by McVeigh is good from the top of the key. And, boy, after that layoff, Ella has knocked down 2 threes tonight. She's got 8 points off the bench, 55-38 Dowling.
Boy, when she shoots it like that and the rest of the supporting cast shoots it like that, the Maroons are a tough out.
And now Jellick for 3 again. It's good. So Kinsey with her 8th point, 6 of those here in the second half, 55-41 Dowling. The Maroons now with the basketball. Johnston has went back to their man-to-man and gotten out of that zone that Dowling pulled them out. Now Clark for 3 coming off a ball screen by Gipple, and it's no good from the top of the key, and a rebound out to Johnston. Dragons going right to left in their road purple uniforms. Long 3 by Gosling is no good. That was Caitlin Clark reaching way beyond the arc.
That might have been a little bit deep, but wow. Hey, Johnston's hanging around, and they're going to put pressure on the Maroons, and that's what you would expect in a game of this magnitude.
In a game of this magnitude, Steve, we've only had 1 free throw shot, and that was by Caitlin Clark on the first possession of the ball game. Johnston has not attempted the free throw, and Dowling's 1 for 1, and now they're working inside.
Good
and Gosling with the basket. Nice play.
Yeah, nice inbounds play, well designed, and a little wide open layup on the block, and guess what? Maroons are up by 12.
Anna Gosling with her first basket. She's the second leading three-point shooter for Johnston. Dowling with the ball. Now a dribble handoff going to Clark, guarded by Need. Down the lane she goes. Flips the shot. No good. Tip no good. Rebound McVeigh. Clark on the baseline. Pull-up jumper. Good. 10-footer and a timeout called by Johnston as they forced Clark into a bad shot, but the ball kept alive by Nai Tong and by McVeigh, and gave Clark another opportunity. She has 32 points.
Yeah, Coach Jellick's upset now with kids not boxing out. I mean, he's really frustrated. And give all the credit to the Maroons. You know, the kids that game in and game out do some of the little things and get the hustle plays. That comes to mind maybe is Emma Gipple and Ella McVeigh, and Ella was right there on the spot again for that offensive board. Tipped it out to Caitlin for a wide open 12-footer.
Take a look at the scoring for Johnston in the first half. Kendall Need leading the way with 18 points. She has yet to score here in the second half. 10 points for Maya McDermott and 2 points for Kinsey Jellick. Again, the Dragons do not attempt a free throw in that first half. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons were led by Caitlin Clark with 28 points at halftime. She now has 32 points. 9 points for Grace Gaber. Nai Tong did not score in the first half. Neither did Lexi Bowles in the post position. Off the bench for Dowling, Ella McVeigh with 5 points, and Emma Gipple with 5 points. So that's the leading scorers. Now Clark in transition off a Johnston miss. Her shot is no good from the three-point range. Rebound cleared out of there by Johnston. The ball stolen away and tipped by Dowling and retrieved by Dowling. McVeigh with hustle there, Steve.
There she is again.
How about that? So Maroons now with it. Gipple in the lane. Cut off. Now a Euro step. Shot the left hand. Good. How about that move? With the left hand, Emma Gipple.
Up and under for Emma. That's a big basket. Maroons trying to maintain this lead, this little cushion. Back to 16.
And now in the lane, a shot by Johnson. No good. Need with the loose ball and loses it out of bounds. It'll be Dowling possession. And we've got substitutions now for the Maroons as Meg Simplot, who started the game, now re-enters for the first time here in the second half, Steve.
Yeah, no, good minutes by Ella. Hamstring appears to be holding up pretty well.
Well, you have Del Lark, the athletic trainer,
Hall of Famer,
taking care of that. You aren't kidding.
Been here for however many years.
59-43 Dowling, 2:40 remaining. Clark underneath, got too deep. Shot partially blocked by Mock, and it is retrieved out of there as there was a scrum for it. Rebound Need. Now to McDermott in transition. Her shot is up, and an offensive foul called on Need as she just...
I didn't see that.
She threw her elbow right at Clark and hits the floor, and Kendall will have her third foul.
Yeah. Looked over at the bench as if to say, please don't take me out. Also questioned the call. Now Coach Jellick's questioning the call. I didn't really see it.
Yeah, officials tonight doing a great job. Michael Lawler, Tyler Easton, and Jason Allens. And Tyler Easton is the one who's having the conversation who made the call. And she just flung her elbow or something right at Caitlin, who was trying to get behind her.
Okay.
And hits the floor. Clark wasn't disturbed by that. Gaber with it now, Dowling with the basketball. 59-43. Underneath Lexi Bowles. Her shot left elbow, no good. Or rather left block, no good. Rebound McDermott. She dribbles in the front court. Leaves it for Mock for three. It's in and out, no good. Rebound Clark and Dowling. Pass-paced. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, the scoring has slowed down for the Maroons, certainly, but you couldn't keep up that pace they had in the first half.
Clark, a pull-up jumper just inside the three-point line, no good. She hits the floor, and now Johnson will run out the other way. Layup good by Jellick. She's got 8 of her 10 points here.
You know what's a little surprising, Mark? The Maroons post players, neither Nye or Lexi Bowles have scored tonight, and the Maroons are clinging to a 14-point lead, which is surprising, and a credit to the other kids who have scored.
Dowling with the ball. They double-team Clark to get in the corner to Moore. Julia for three, and it's no good by the freshman. Rebound slapped around as Bowles hits it in the hands of McDermott. Maya dribbles in the front court. Guarded by Moore. Inside it goes to Mock. Her reverse layup up, and no good. Drew the foul. And the first 2 free throws for Johnston will be shot right now as the foul will be on, looks like Meg Simplot picking up the foul. Her first, team foul number 1 on Dowling here in the second half. And 2 free throws coming for Maddie Mock. And she has been held scoreless tonight for Johnston. And the first free throw in and out, no good.
Is that their first attempt of the evening?
It is, yeah. Yep. Tonight's game in Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by R&R Realty Group, Catholic Tuition Organization, Two Rivers Glass and Door, and Mercy One, as Julia Moore and Grace Gaber check out of the Dowling lineup.
You know, the Maroons tonight, it's worth mentioning, have limited the rotation mark to just 8 players. And 3 versus 2. They keep rotating, trying to keep kids fresh, but the bench has shortened a little bit, which is not unusual for a game when you got 2 versus 3.
All right, second free throw coming for Mock, and she'll be replaced in the lineup by Molly Nelk if she makes it. Second free throw good. So Mock with her first point of the night, and that's Johnston's first free throw. Mark it down. 1:18 of the third quarter is when the Dragons went to the free throw line. 59-46, Dowling by 13. The Maroons' largest lead was at halftime by 20.
I'd say this is a little precarious, Mark, honestly.
Dowling with the basketball.
They need to keep that cushion, build on that lead.
There's McVeigh with it.
Face guarding Caitlin Clark, not allowing her to get it back.
Yeah, McDermott is doing the face guard, or Zoe Buchan, rather, is face guarding Clark. Dowling content to let the clock wind. Here's Gipple with it. Dribbles between the circles. Hands it off to Clark. And a whistle and a reach-in foul on McDermott. And on Maya, that'll be her third. So she and Need both with 3.
I think that was foul on number 4. Did you say Bucher? Is that her name?
Bucher.
I apologize. That was on her. Yeah.
Buchan, I'm sorry.
Buchan, I'm sorry.
That is her second. It is not on McDermott, so she remains in the game with 2. 59-46. Dowling, and they have the basketball. Timeouts, Johnston with 3, Dowling with 5 remaining. Here's Gipple with it, and she's reached in from behind, and Buchan picks up the foul.
That'll be her third, 2 right back to back.
Stops the clock with 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling 59, Johnston 46 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. In the Dowling lineup, Meg Simplot in there along with Gipple, Bowles, Clark, McVeigh. Now here's Gipple dribbling baseline, pull-up jumper, good! Rolls all around the cylinder and goes in.
Good aggressiveness there, and Buchan was guarding her. Buchan has the 3 fouls, and so she had to be a little bit careful.
Gipple with 7 points, 61-46 Dowling, 15 seconds remaining. Here's McDermott with it. Who else? And she is guarded by Meg Simplot. And now whistling a foul on McVeigh as McDermott hits the deck. So on Ella, that's her first.
McVeigh, good sportsmanship and a lot of respect for the opponent, helped McDermott up.
One thing I noticed with McDermott, we didn't see her the first time this year over at Johnston's. We did not broadcast that game. But Maya doesn't have that long, well, she has long hair, but she has it all tied up in pigtails tonight. Usually she's got it flowing out there.
Yeah.
McDermott launches a 3 at the horn. It banks off the glass, no good. And we have come to the end of 3 quarters of play here at the Dowling Gym. And the Maroons lead it 61-46 over number 2 Johnston. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute, along with Steve Deviney. I'm Mark Amadale. David Beltram is our studio producer. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The home and away voice of Dowling Catholic sports and activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
Thank you to me & Sons for your support of Dowling Catholic High School basketball. To me & Sons is an Italian family restaurant with old country authentic Italian food. Enjoy the local atmosphere where you may even spot a priest, politician, or even Willie Farrell. Take advantage of To me & Sons bocce ball court with the kids while enjoying Tamia's homemade bread, pasta, and real Italian homemade desserts. To me & Sons is located on Southeast 1st Street, just south of downtown Des Moines, and around the corner from Graziano Brothers. 515-282-7976, tomeandsons.net.
Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Would you consider a $30 a month donation? Your support keeps Iowa Catholic Radio on the air, connecting people to Christ.
Support Catholic media. What an incredible gift Catholic media is. Support any kind of Christian outreach that's getting the word out, because it's a contrast to the negative message which is often being promoted, especially as regards issues of human dignity.
You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or call 515-223-1150.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, underway in the fourth quarter as the Maroons Johnston outscoring Dowling 16-11 in that third quarter. Dowling with the first possession, and they get it inside to Nai Tong. She throws it away. Johnston on the run out, and Gosling off the glass, good on the layup.
Caitlin Clark tried to assist Nye. The ball was tipped by Johnston, and Nye saved it. Would have been the Maroons' ball out of bounds, and now Johnston with a quick conversion at the other end, so the lead is 13 for the Maroons.
61-48 Dowling, 7.5 minutes remaining. Clark with it, dribbles in the lane. Shot with the right hand, up and good. She went right around Need, who's been guarding her all night. Clark with 34 points. Her first basket of the fourth quarter. Now Johnston with the ball on their offensive end. They go right to left, wearing their all-purple uniforms tonight with white numbers and letters. Underneath, posting up. Gosling shot in the right block, no good. Dowling with the rebound, poked out of her hands. Jellick with the steal. To McDermott for 3, it's no good. And the rebound, Gosling with the foul. The rebound, nice job that time by Simplot boxing out, and she drew the foul.
Big-time box out right there by Meg Simplot. Big time.
So it'll be Dowling basketball. Team fouls, not been a whole lot tonight. We had one free throw in the first half shot. Fourth team foul on Johnston here in the second half. Dowling with 2.
Now we're seeing some full court pressure for the first time.
Well, kind of token. They just let that first pass get in, and then they get back, and McVeigh dribbled up against McDermott. Ella drew the foul. And that'll be once again on Gosling.
Yeah, that was a friendly call for the Maroons. Didn't appear to be a whole lot of contact, but...
Well, the Maroons are doing that dribble handoff beyond the three-point line, and it's usually McVeigh, Clark, and Gipple. And that time that handoff Gosling got in there and committed the foul. Here's Clark for three, right wing. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound comes out to Maddie Mock. Now a steal by McVeigh and a foul in the backcourt on McDermott.
Yeah, frustration foul by McDermott. Great steal there by Ella McVeigh. Wow.
So McDermott with her third foul.
Out of nowhere after the defensive rebound by Johnston, Ella came and just picked the pocket.
Well, they have her down for two. I got her for three. Maybe I got one wrong here.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Dowling with the ball. Pull-up jumper on the left wing. In and out, no good. Nai Tong battling for the rebound. Bodies on the floor.
Nice battle.
And they're going to call we got a jump ball.
Yep. Possession arrow looks like Johnston.
And it will be. Good hustle that time. On the floor for Johnston. Jellick and Mock along with Nai Tong of Dowling. What a scrum. Kids are going after it tonight.
Yeah, it's really highly intense game.
We talked about this battle between Johnston and Dowling. McDermott, a four-year starter. She started midway through her freshman year. And Caitlin Clark, a four-year starter for Dowling. And Clark has the advantage as the foul's on McVeigh as Johnston in the front court. That's her second foul.
Yeah.
And Dowling winning the first four games in their freshman and sophomore years. Johnston sweeping last year and won the first game this year, so it's 4-3 in the series. And now a missed shot, but a putback up and good by Kendall Need after the missed shot by, was that McDermott with the miss or Buchan?
That was Buchan.
So Need with the basket. That's her first the second half. She's got 20 points for the Dragons. Dowling with the ball, 63-50. The Maroons by 13. Clark backs in. Her shot no good. Gets her own rebound. And a putback up and in as Jellick tried to guard her there.
Yeah, that's a tough guard for Jellick. They got switched off on a mismatch, and Caitlin knew it, took advantage.
Caitlin Clark, 36 points to lead Dowling. She's only been the free throw line once tonight, where she's 1 for 1. 65-50 Maroons. Here's Gosling with it in the lane. Cut off. Leaves it for Need. Her shot, or rather the ball poked away, and it'll be Dowling basketball. Need was better off not taking that extra dribble as she went from down the right side of the lane.
Yeah, she really moves well without the ball. She backdoor cut and then just couldn't handle it on the layup.
We got a full timeout called, and we'll take one ourselves with 5:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling Catholic 65, Johnston 50 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides the best tax savings over any other charitable giving in the state. 65% of your contribution directly reduces your Iowa income tax liability. Plus, there are still federal deductibility options to further save on taxes. Find details online, ctoiowa.org. All this for the kids and their future.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale out of the timeout that was called by Dowling. Maroons have 4 timeouts remaining. Johnston has 3. We have 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter, Dowling by 15 over second-ranked Johnston. Here's McVeigh for 3 as the Maroons break the press. Shot is no good from the right wing. Rebound Maya McDermott. She dribbles in the front court for Johnston. Down the right side. Dribble handoff goes to Nelk, who beat Dowling with a shot at the buzzer the last meeting. The freshman off the bench. Now a bad pass that time by Johnston. Another Dragon turnover.
Tom Faber, Caitlin Clark's uncle by marriage over in Omaha, just checked in. Had a couple daughters play at Dowling who were fantastic players.
You have a lot of listeners checking in. I know one of them, or 2 of them, Bob and Sharon Hansen, are frequent listeners, and they're interested on some of your calls as a color commentator. That's what they told me.
Hey, listen.
Here's Clark in the lane for 2, and it's good.
I'm sure they question everything that I say, but with 6 state titles for them and 0 for me, they're probably spot on. Hey, on that play there, Caitlin scored in traffic to give the Maroons a 17-point advantage, and then tipped the ball out of bounds. They gave the Dowling team a warning for delay of game.
Yep, 67-50 Maroons. Johnston with the basketball. They go right to left towards the south basket here at the Dowling Gym, which, by the way, is packed, and people on the by Need is no good, and the ball tipped out of bounds, and they say it went off of Molly Nelk. You mentioned that young freshman who had the game winner against Dowling. She had a bunch of threes in that game in the second half.
What a game.
We didn't see the game, Steve, so I'm just taking everybody's word.
Nope. Maroons have done a nice job against the token pressure. They're full court by Johnston. They get it into the front court, and they're really well prepared tonight. Everything's executing well, and they know what Johnston's trying to do offensively. They've jumped a couple screens.
Well, Need guarding Clark, still pull-up jumper on Need. It's no good as Caitlin took her baseline, pull-up jumper from 5 feet, rolled over the rim, and rolled off the rim, and rebounded by Johnston. Dragons in the front court. Under 4 minutes remaining. This is Jellick, works the left side. Her shot partially blocked and into the hands. That was Gipple with the block, and Clark has it. Wow.
I think maybe Caitlin did both. She blocked it and then recovered it before it could go out of bounds.
Gipple was guarding her. Now we're going to have a foul on Jellick.
That'll be a bonus for the Maroons, Mark. That's the team's 7th foul. It'll be Meg Simplot for one of the bonus.
Yeah, Jellick with her first. You're right. 17 foul on the Dragons. 3 team fouls on Dowling, and free throws coming for the Maroons. And this is Meg Simplot, who got the start at guard tonight. No points, but she's done a lot defensively, the little things that may not show up in the box score. Free throw up and rolls around the rim. No good. Rolls off. Rebound Mock. And now she throws it away right in the hands of Gipple.
Gipple got tipped it in the passing lane. She didn't see that Gipple was still behind her after she got the board.
Now here comes Need, and Dowling trying to hold the ball. Clark beyond the three-point arc and draws the foul. Need with the foul. Boy, Clark is so heady. That's her 4th foul.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
going to the line.
Need is really good, Mark. I'm saying she's an all-conference type player.
No question.
And she just doesn't. She just can't contain Caitlin. It's no offense to her, but Caitlin, nobody can contain her.
Need had 18 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Clark had 28 points at halftime, and Need has only scored 2 points here in the second half. And I think you're seeing the effects of that first half for both teams. The game has slowed down a little bit. They're still playing intense, but, Steve, it's not the energy we saw in that first half. Free throw good by Clark.
There's no way that either team could keep that up the entire game. That was incredible.
Caitlin with 39 points, make it 40. Second free throw good. 40 points for Caitlin Clark. And on the night, she's hit 5 threes. 69-50, Dowling by 19. 3:15 remaining, fourth quarter. McDermott with it in the front court for Johnston. Dowling stays man-to-man. We haven't seen a zone by the Maroons tonight. McDermott down in traffic on the right side. Her shot no good. Rebound Gaber. Ball nearly stolen away as Gaber almost had a breakout, but McDermott tracks it down. And Buchan helped too. Underneath is McVeigh, and the layup is good.
All the Maroons were stuck at half court, and so the Johnston defenders were all at half court. And then she sneaks back behind the defense and gets a wide open look. That's incredible. 21 points the lead now.
Ella McVeigh, who missed 2 games due to a hamstring injury, and now a shot blocked by Gipple, but rebounded by Johnston, and Nelk puts it through, and a timeout by Johnston. And Molly Nelk with her first basket, and this will be a full timeout, so we'll take one ourselves. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 71, Johnston 52 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up. Heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading Johnston 71-52. Dowling girls ranked third, Johnston second. And Johnston winning the first meeting between these two teams back on December 20th. 72-70 the final score there, but Dowling in control here. And now Clark gets loose, and she shoots and scores. She's up to 42 points tonight. 73-52, Dowling, Steve, with their largest lead of 21.
Yeah, no, with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go, it's been a good battle by both sides, but this ball game's over, Mark.
Maroons have played very well tonight. Corner three from the left side, no good by Kendall Need. Rebound comes out to Dowling. The Maroons are just going to walk it across the front court. And now Clark, dribbling between two defenders, tries to get it to her teammate Simplot, and a layup up and good.
Yeah, Meg's got to come meet that pass. She was a little bit lazy coming to get it. Johnston snuck in and got the pick.
And trying to double team, and now Caitlin Clark calls timeout. We'll keep it here. 1:43 remaining. Dowling girls leading 73-54 here on Iowa Catholic Radio in the fourth quarter. Boys game to follow. And we want to recognize our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, Catholic Tuition Organization, and R&R Realty Group. And a reminder, the 2020 Iowa Catholic Men's Conference will be on Saturday, February 22nd at the Embassy Suites Hotel in downtown Des Moines. The conference is from 8 a.m. to noon. Doors open at 6:30, Mass at 7 o'clock. And speakers are Iowa State head football coach Matt Campbell. John Leonetti will be the MC. Also involved will be Joe Stopulos. He is one of the show hosts on Iowa Catholic Radio throughout the week. So join us. Tickets are $20. You can purchase them online by going to iowacatholicradio.com. And under the events calendar, the Iowa Catholic Men's Conference. Again, on Saturday, February 22nd. I'll be there. I hope you are too. And Steve DeVinny, I didn't realize this is the DeVinny family table as your daughter and son-in-law are here. And that's,
they just stopped over. Judd, my son-in-law, is a trainer over at Lifetime. He trains Omaha for the boys team.
Oh, sure, Omaha Blue.
Yeah, and a few of the sophomore kids. And
how is
it? Wanted to get out and watch Omaha play tonight.
How's the grandbaby?
Grandbabies with grandmother Tracy over at our house right now. So
and Tracy's home alone while you're with me, and
I don't think she's complaining.
I don't think so either. Out of the timeout, Dowling with the shot by Clark, no good at the free throw line, but offensive rebound, Gipple. Maroons keep the possession alive with a minute 25 to play.
You know, Johnston has emptied their bench, Mark, and has put some subs in, and so they've surrendered, if you will, and the Maroons still have their starters in.
Clark with a reverse layup. It's no good. Rebound comes out to Johnston. Here's Kayla Frickenstein with it. They work it inside. A shot no good.
Here comes the bench players
by
now.
Natalie Carey of the Dragons. Rebound Dowling, and the Maroons will call a quick timeout.
Substitution timeout primarily, it looks
Brianna
like.
Rodriguez in. Lexi Bowles checks in. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here and recognize our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, including Ashworth Vision Clinic, construction professionals, along with Dental Associates and Kemen. Our thanks also to Tamia & Sons, Mario, Joe Jr., and Louie. Want to thank them all season long. They've sponsored the Dowling Catholic made three-point baskets. Tonight, there's quite a few of them. And don't forget, you can call them at 515-282-7976. Not too late on a Friday night to order takeout. You can also order online at tomeandsons.net, located at 1501 Southeast 1st Street in Des Moines, just south of Principal Park.
They can send over some stuffed shells anytime they want to the.
My gosh, you're making me hungry, my man. All right, Dowling.
Stuffed shells.
Out of the timeout, Dowling with their substitutions in there as Julia Moore also enters the fray. Maroons working inside. It's stolen away by Johnson. There's Allie Hart with it in the front court. Gets to Buchan. Long three coming. It's no good by Molly Nelk. Rebounded by Johnston, and a foul on Dowling as Frickenstein got the rebound.
Yeah, good hustle play by her. Mark, this is not meant to be any criticism of our post players. They played real well and got some rebounds tonight. But for them not to score, either one of them, and for the Maroons to be up by 19 is quite amazing to me.
Certainly is. That's a good point, Steve. Frickenstein's free throw is good. Kayla, a 5'7" junior. 73-55 Dowling. Second free throw no good by Frickenstein. Rebound McVeigh. 40 seconds remaining. 73-55 Dowling. Pressure by Johnston. Gipple with it. Till Bowles. Get in the corner to Moore. Maroons just playing keep away. Out to McVeigh with 25 seconds remaining. Now the ball slapped in the backcourt. Now stolen away. Natalie Carey with the steal. Goes all the way down. Layup up and good. The foul's on Rodriguez of Dowling. The basket will count. And the foul on Rodriguez. And free throws coming for Johnston's Natalie Carey. And it'll be an and one here for Natalie.
16-point lead, though, for the Maroons with 18 seconds to go. And
First, and the free throw, no good.
I would guess now Johnston will be content not to foul.
Oh, don't say that. You never know. Here's McVeigh with the layup. Her shot up and good. What a night for Ellen McVeigh coming off the injured list. 15 points.
Yeah, what a contribution.
Off the bench.
3 threes and some great hustle plays on defense, some steals.
3 at the buzzer is no good, and that'll do it. 75-57, the final. As Dowling Catholic defeats the Johnston Dragons, snapping the Dragon 11-game winning streak. Johnston falls to 13-2, ranked number 2 in Class 5A. They also fall to 5-1 in Central Conference play, and Dowling improves to 6-1 in Central Conference play, and the Maroons are 13-2 overall and ranked number 3. Again, the final 75-57. Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale, and Coach DeVinny. What a night for the Dowling girls! Something they should be proud of, knocking off number 2 Johnston in the rematch. After that bitter taste in their mouth all through Christmas break, Johnston winning on a last-second shot. And tonight, a big win for the Maroons, a confidence win. They knocked off Waukee, 5th ranked, on Tuesday, and tonight taking out number 2 Johnston.
Yeah, you know, before Christmas we saw the Maroon girls play several times, did the radio games, and they weren't even close to being as efficient and playing as well as they have as of late. The defensive intensity has picked up. We're getting contributions from a lot more of the kids. This is the Nick Needard Award, given to a senior each year for the Dowling boys. In between games, a presentation. Nick was a Dowling boy who passed away
yes,
when
he was
as a teenager.
And they're going to have that announced. We're going to take a break here and come to our post-game show, so we'll announce it on our post-game show coming up. Final score, the Dowling girls defeat Johnston 75-57 here at the Dowling Gym. We'll have the boys game here, but right now we're between games, along with Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale, David Beltram, our studio producer. Back with more on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale. Final score tonight in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Dowling 75, Johnston 57. The Maroons improved their record to 13-2. They are 6-1 now in Central Conference play. And for Johnston, they fall to 13-2 overall and 5-1 in Central Conference play. Keep in mind, Johnston has a rescheduled game with Ames, so they're one conference game down. And that'll be this Monday at the Johnston Gym as they take on 12th-ranked Ames in a doubleheader Monday night, and the girls' game gets underway at 6:15, followed by the boys. Up next for Johnston following Ames will be Urbandale next Friday as they travel to Urbandale. For Dowling, their Maroons' next game will be at East High. We'll be there Tuesday night next week. It'll be a 6 o'clock pregame, 6:15 start, one game, Dowling girls at East. That'll be our next broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio. Steve DeVinny, impressive game tonight for the Dowling girls. I'll tell you what, it was the Ella McVeigh sparking the team off the bench, but how about the defense tonight, holding a Johnston team to 57 points that came in averaging nearly 70.
Yeah, if there's one word, you just used it to describe the win. It was very, very impressive. Maroons are playing their best basketball right now. Let's hope that they're not peaking here quite before tournament time. But as the season goes on, this team just has gotten better and better. And if they can continue this intensity and this drive, they've got some really, really bright the future's really, really bright for this girls' team.
Well, it certainly is, Steve, and they're fun to watch, and they've really knuckled down and bore down on the defensive end, because in the loss to Johnston, I think they gave up 29 points in that fourth quarter, and they had the lead at Johnston. So it's little things like that. And they had the same thing happen against Southeast Polk. They had given up over 25 points in that fourth quarter after having enough points to win. And they knuckled down tonight. They have been honing in on defense, and talking with assistant coach, Coach Danner, and Kristen Meyer, that has been a point of emphasis lately.
Yeah, and you know that you're getting you know what Caitlin's going to give you. She's averaging 35 points a game, give or take. And so you know what you're going to get. But on the nights that the Maroons play well, and on the nights that they beat teams of this caliber, they always get contributions from 2 or 3 other kids. And tonight it wasn't the post players scoring, but it was Ella McVeigh, it was Grace Gaber, it was Emma Gipple. And when they get that kind of balanced scoring, the Maroons are very, very difficult to defeat.
Yes, they certainly are, as we're going to run down the scoring here momentarily. I think I got everything added up, and it does balance. So we'll start with the visitors from Johnston. We want to welcome their fans to the broadcast tonight. We appreciate them tuning in. The Dragons were led by Kendall Need with 22 points. She had 18 of her 22 in the second half. The Maroons hold her to 4 points in the second half, but she finishes with 22. They had 3 players in double figures, led by Need. Maya McDermott had 15 points tonight. She had 10 at halftime and 5 more in the third quarter. Scoreless in the fourth quarter for McDermott, but she finished with 15. 10 points for the coach's daughter, Kinsey Jellick, and she had 8 of her 10 points in the second half to lead Johnston. And then another starter, Anna Gosling, finishing with 4 points, all in the second half. And the fifth starter, Maddie Mock, held to 1 free throw, and she was 1 or 2 at the free throw line. That was at the third quarter, 1 field goal for Mock. So big difference there. And then rounding out the scoring for Johnston off the bench, Anna Gosling with 4 points we mentioned earlier. 1 point for Kayla Frickenstein, and Molly Nelk off the bench with 2 points, and Natalie Carey off the bench with 2 points. Dragons finished tonight 3 of 5 at the free throw line. Don't let Mr. Wirtz do anything here, because he's occupied that chair and occupy my Friday nights for many years.
Phil Wirtz, back in the house.
Simpson assistant coach, and coached your daughter, as you know, at Dowling. For the Maroons were led by Caitlin Clark, a very quiet 42 points for Caitlin. 3 for 3 at the free throw line. Steve, before I get to Dowling scoring, Dowling 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. Johnston 3 out of 5 at the line. Not a whole lot of free throw shot tonight.
It was up and down. The pace was good, but there wasn't a lot of, it never really got into a lot of half-court sets with teams pounding it. There just wasn't, the physicality wasn't there, but very entertaining game, very fast-paced, and incredible.
Yes, it was. So Caitlin Clark leading the way for Dowling, 42 points. She was followed by, off the bench, Ella McVeigh with 15 tonight.
That could be a career high for her.
It might be.
That's a big
I'll
number.
have to look that up, but it could be. And rounding out scoring for Dowling, Grace Gaber, 9 points, all in the first half. 7 points for Emma Gipple. Nai Tong and Lexi Bowles did not score tonight. Neither did Meg Simplot, who got the start tonight at that second guard in place of McVeigh, who's coming off that hamstring injury. She did not score, and neither did Julia Moore. So we have 4 players that scored for Dowling, led by Clark's 42, and she came in averaging 34.5. So another great night for Caitlin Clark, and for Dowling, a big win as they improve their record to 13-2 on the season. They go into first place. First place tie with Johnston with a record of 6-1 in conference play. So big win here, and
it's a huge win. You can't even. You can't say it enough. You can't overemphasize it. This is a really, really fine Johnston team, capable of winning the state championship. But guess what? So are the Dowling Maroons.
Yes, indeed. And they could hook up again, more than likely downtown at Wells Fargo Arena. I don't think Jean Berger, who want to thank her for being our halftime guest from the Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union, the executive director, I don't think she's going to put Johnston and Dowling in the same regional, Steve, and nor should they be.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
All right. Steve DeVinny will talk to you at East High. Early game, one and done this Tuesday night. Dowling girls take on East. We'll be there 6 o'clock pregame, so we'll see you over there.
Yeah, thanks.
All
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah. Steve DeVinny, my broadcast partner. Up next, Mike Swaim. He'll join me as we'll pregame the boys contest. Dowling and Johnston coming up here in Iowa Catholic Radio. Again, the final in Game 1. The Dowling girls, ranked number 3, upending number 2 Johnston, 75-57 here at the Dowling Gym. We'll be back with the boys pregame after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports is provided by Two Rivers Glass and Door, creating commercial glass and aluminum storefronts. Also serving your home needs by creating custom frameless shower doors, mirrors, glass tabletops, and specialty glass. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Design, fabrication, and installation. 515-222-4860. Online at tworiversglass.com. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Serving imaginations since 1992.
Thank you, R&R Realty Group, for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. R&R Realty Group is an Iowa commercial real estate owner and developer that provides services for all commercial real estate needs, including brokerage, interior space planning, real estate management, construction, and more. R&R Realty Group has been accommodating business expansions and real estate solutions since 1985, solving commercial real estate needs. R&R Realty Group, establishing long-term relationships built on trust.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym as we begin game number 2 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. It's Dowling and Johnston. Earlier tonight, the Dowling girls a winner in the first game by the score of 75-57, and now joined by Mike Swaim for game 2 of our doubleheader. Swamer, as we get set, I owe you some paperwork here. I'll get that to you here in a moment, but it's Dowling and Johnston, and both teams are looking for a win. Dragons have lost their last 2 games. Dowling's lost their last 3 games, and both are hoping for a bounce-back win tonight after this exciting girls game we just saw.
Yeah, what a great performance by the Dowling girls to beat the number 2 team in the state. by that was really never in question. I listened to that first half. I'm not really sure the Dowling girls could play a better first half.
You listened to the first half? Who were you listening to?
I was listening to you.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't want to ruin your Friday
night. Actually, I was listening to Vinny. You just happened to be around.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Well, again, both these teams looking for their first win in a while. Dowling's lost 3 in a row, and Johnston's lost 2. Johnston, and we're going to have to find out what Coach Frick has done because one of the starters, Trey Lewis, has been injured. He didn't know if he'll stay. It'll be a game-time decision. I haven't talked to Coach Frick, obviously doing the girls' game, but Johnston kind of banged up. But this is a team that just lost 1 starter last year, Peyton Williams, 11 points, 9 rebounds. He was hurt, but he played against Dowling, and they won both games last year against Dowling. Johnston by 13 in the first one and by 1 in the second. So the Maroons won the game earlier this year over at Johnston, 54-38. But Johnston just trying to find that chemistry, losing one guy. Peyton Williams is playing baseball at Iowa right now, and they have 4 starters back, but they've been banged up. They haven't been, new coaching staff. Andy Woodley helping out over there at Johnston, and right now they just haven't got things rolling. But tonight's the first stop, and you never know.
Yeah, Johnston's obviously struggling a little bit, but at the same time, so is Dowling. And I got a chance to talk with Coach O'Connor today. I think the biggest frustration is the last 3 games, the last 3 losses for Dowling. Those teams have shot at least 60% from the field or better. The Ames game, Ames shot 80% from the field. Mark, that's almost
unheard of.
It's impossible. I mean, the last time, that's like Villanova, Georgetown in the '85 national championship. I mean, you just don't see teams shoot that percentage. And every time they needed a big shot, both Ankeny and Ames came up with huge shots. Then you go back to the game against Waukee, and I really think Waukee came in here with a focus. I think they had heard from a lot of people, you haven't played anybody. Now you're coming to Dowling. You're going to play a ranked team. They were dialed in, and DeVries and Sanford, they really took advantage of that and were lighting it up from 3. So I told Coach O'Connor, what's the key? And he said, hopefully somebody has an off shooting night. That'd be a nice key. But Dowling's got to try and get back on track. And right now, as they have struggled defensively, Mark, their offense has struggled. They have not been shooting the ball well, and there's going to be a little lineup change tonight, a little shake-up. And I anticipated this. I think it's the right move. Omaha Ballou is going to start, as is Michael Keogh. And both of those guys, I think, based on their play in the last 3 or 4 games, have earned that spot to be given a chance to start tonight.
Well, Michael Keogh shot very well. He didn't shoot as well as they needed him to on Tuesday night, but he had a tremendous game against Ames Monday night. Actually kept Dowling in the game. And Michael, known for his defensive prowess, not only on the football field but also here in basketball. He's starting to find his shooting touch as we thought he would, and he's replacing Joe Stopulos in the lineup. And you mentioned Omaha Ballou. He gets to start tonight. Matt Riebe will come off the bench with Joe Stopulos, so a shakeup in the Dowling lineup.
I thought Omaha Ballou played really well in the second half against Waukee. He got 10 points in that half mark, was really aggressive going to the basket. We've seen spots, we've seen flashes. I think back to the Hoover game where I thought Omaha had a great game. So I think it's time for him to take that next step. And I think this is a great opportunity coming off of 3 losses to get him involved early and often. And I think the other key for Dowling, Mark, they have got to stop being so reliant on outside shooting. They've got advantages inside with Ryan Riggs, Omaha Ballou, Drew Daniel. Those guys need to get the ball into the paint, and I think Dowling's got to attack inside first. That will open up the outside and really help their offense.
Well, and for Johnston, how do you get untracked? I mean, this is a Dragon team that you look at their scoring. Reed Grant, an experience from last year. Luke Woodley, who came off the bench and played a lot last year for Peyton Williams when he could get in. Trey Lewis has been injured. And then Jacob Runyon out, their starting point guard, who had a tremendous games last year against Dowling. He's out for the year with a hand injury. And then Max Rocky, who replaced Peyton Williams in the lineup. He is their leading scorer at the post, averaging 11.5 points, 9 rebounds. So this is a Johnston team looking to get on track. And last time Dowling played them, the Maroons held them to 38 points, and that's when the Maroons are playing that real good defense. They had that stretch where they're playing Hoover and Johnston, and the Maroons were just hard to defending very well and hard to score against the Dowling defense.
Yeah, and if you're Johnston, you've got to look at these last 3 games, especially the Ankeny and Ames game, and think, hey, this isn't the same Dowling team that we saw when they came to our place.
Right.
We've got a real opportunity tonight. And I think if Johnston can get out in transition, that has been a weak spot, in my opinion, on the Dowling defense, not getting back, not getting a hand on shooters. I think Johnston can maybe find some success. I think they've got to get off to an early start. And for Dowling, Mark, they need something good to happen in the first quarter. They have been down double digits in the half of the last 3 games. They've got to get out to a good start, not try and dig themselves in a hole and really put it to Johnston early and often to take away any confidence that Johnston might have.
All right, it's Dowling and Johnston, the boys contest coming up here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale joined by Mike Swain. I want to thank Steve DeVinny for sitting in with me during game 1. Let's take a look at some of the other games going on tonight around the Central Iowa Metro League. Urbandale is at Ankeny. Ames is at Ankeny Centennial. Those are Central Conference matchups. Valley is at Waukee. That should be a tremendous boys game. The first time they played at Valley was a 2-point Waukee win, and that was Waukee's biggest test this year, as they're still ranked number 1 coming off the win over Dowling the other night, 78-54 on Tuesday. Other games, Mesa City is at Southeast Polk. In Metro Conference games, Hoover's at Lincoln, Roosevelt at East, and North at Ottumwa. Tomorrow in boys only, Des Moines East travels to Sioux City West at 2:30, and in girls only game at Valley, Iowa City West comes to town, takes on the Valley Tigers. So that's the CIML matchup. We also want to mention Marshalltown at Fort Dodge. Forgot that matchup. So we'll take a break, come back with starting lineups. It's Dowling and Johnston, the boys game here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Earlier tonight, it was the Dowling girls defeating second-ranked Johnston 75-57. And we'll return with the starting lineups of the boys game here on Iowa Catholic Radio from the Dowling Gym.
Thank you to Toomey & Sons for your support of Dowling Catholic High School basketball. Toomey & Sons is an Italian family restaurant with old country authentic Italian food. Enjoy the local atmosphere where you may even spot a priest, politician, or even Willie Farrell. Take advantage of Toomey & Sons bocce ball court with the kids while enjoying Toomey's homemade bread, pasta, and real Italian homemade desserts. Toomey & Sons is located on Southeast 1st Street, just south of downtown Des Moines, and around the corner from Graziano Brothers. 515-282-7976, ToomeyandSons.net.
In Paul's letter to the Philippians, he told them not to be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Hi, this is Tony Calumet, Executive Director of Iowa Catholic Radio. We ask for your continued prayer and financial support with a $30 a month gift. You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com through the Iowa Catholic Radio app or 515-223-1150.
Welcome back to the Dowling Gym. A very good crowd here, considering the weather. Mike, you were the last one to drive. I got Steve DeVinny's update with traffic, and it was kind of snowing, starting to freeze a little bit, but games are still on, and hopefully everybody's taking their time, and especially when you get out of your car and walk. Hopefully the salt is taking over, but a snowy night for high school. But the temperature rather, I should say, has stayed at least near freezing, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and for this weather, what a great crowd here at Dowling. I mean, it's packed. We got the band. I love the band.
Friday night band, baby.
There's nothing better. So, good atmosphere.
Absolutely. Well, tonight I want to thank Toomey & Sons. They support and all the Dowling-made three-pointers all season long, located at 1501 Southeast 1st Street in Des Moines, just south of Principal Park. 515-282-7976. You can still order takeout. May want to keep Mr. Swaim and I in your thoughts when you order takeout, because we could certainly use some cheese sticks, breaded ravioli, pasta cina. What do you need, Mike?
Delivery is accepted here.
All right. We'll get Mario, Joe, and Bluey and Joe Jr. to maybe help us out there. But don't forget Toomey & Sons all season long here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Swaymer, the Maroons, this is their final game. 3 games this week, Monday, Tuesday, and now Friday. Next week for Dowling, they go on the road a week from tonight. We'll be at the Centennial Gym in the rematch with Ankeny. Dowling winning that game by 13 points that first Friday after the Christmas and New Year's break. And now the Maroons go up to 6th-ranked Centennial next Friday, followed up by the makeup. They got a game they just put on the schedule. They take on number 5 Dubuque Hempstead in Cedar Rapids at 12:30 the next day on Saturday at Cedar Rapids Kennedy. So back-to-back games Friday, Saturday, but more importantly, the rematch with Centennial, and Centennial just got done knocking off Ankeny the other night.
Yeah, Centennial playing very well, and that's why it's important, Mark, for I think Dowling to get off to a good start tonight, get a good win here against Johnston, and take some momentum to go play Ankeny Centennial.
And before we get the starting lineups, Mike, the lineup change. What will be the difference maker with Omaha Blue in the lineup with the veterans, and Michael Keogh starting instead of coming off the bench, where Joe Stracco and Matt Riedel will come off the bench? 4 players involved with role changes here for Dowling.
Well, I don't think it's going to be that big of a challenge for Michael and for Omaha, especially for Omaha Blue. Mark, this is a guy who in his earlier years has been a starter for every team that he's ever played on. I mean, when you start talking about going AAU and playing on tournament teams, this is what he's comfortable with. So I don't think he's going to be nervous at all. With Michael Keogh, he's done a nice job coming off of the bench. And let's be honest, this is a guy who has won, multiple state championships with the Dowling football team. So I don't think he's going to be rattled either.
Well, you answered my question. That's what I wanted to hear. Well, it's the 13th game of the season, and Omaha gets his first start as a freshman. Now, let's introduce you to the starting lineups tonight. Our officials remain the same: Michael Lawler, Tyler Eason, and Jason Allens. And they do a great job. We appreciate having them here tonight.
This is a good crew.
And they had a solid call in the first game, and hopefully they're not too worn out by game 2. Now, let's start with the Johnston Dragons. The head coach is Brian Frick in his first year, replacing longtime coach Bobby Sandquist, who had 13 years at Johnston, 35 years overall, won 498 games in his career. So Coach Frick in his first year, assisted by Andy Woodley, the former coach at Iowa City High, led them to a state title, and Bill Proctor. And the Dragons will start this lineup at one guard, Carter Kriegel, a 5'11 junior. He averages 4 points, wearing number 4. The other guard is Garrett Miller, 5'11 senior, averages 6.5 points. And the third guard is Reed Grant, a 6'1 junior, averaging 8.5 points. He'll wear number 14. At one forward, Stephen Kramer for the Dragons, averaging just under 5 points and 4 rebounds, a 6'4 sophomore. And in the post, their leading scorer is Max Rocky. Rocky, a 6'6 junior, averaging 11.5 points, 9 rebounds, leads the team with 5 blocks, who wore number 44. So Kriegel, Miller, Grant, Kramer, and Rocky. And let's see who goes out there. We'll have to double-check that. Dragons come in averaging just under 62 points on offense and give up 53.5 points on defense. And now for the Dowling Maroons, as the head coach is Mike O'Connor in his 14th year, 196 wins, 109 losses, assisted by Nick Wagner, Jimmy Nahas, David Combs, and Pat Henkinius. The Maroons will start at one guard, Michael Keogh, 5'10 senior, averaging 3.5 points, and he'll wear number 2. The other guard is Matt Stillwell, a 6'2 senior, averaging 12 points on the season. He'll wear number 4. Now, one forward for Dowling, Ryan Riggs, 6'8 junior, averaging 11.5 points, just under 7 rebounds. He'll wear number 20. The other forward is Drew Daniel, who received the Nick Needert Award tonight for tonight's game, averaging 7.5 points, 3 rebounds. And Daniel, the leading 3-point, leads the team with made 3 points with 24, and he'll wear number 32. And finally, at the other forward, Omaha Blue making his first start in his career, 6'7 freshman, averaging 5 points, 3.5 rebounds. He'll wear number 40. So for Dowling, it's Keel, Stillwell at the guards, Riggs, Drew Daniel, and Omaha Blue in the post. The Maroons come in with a record of 8-4. They're 4-2 in Central Conference play, and ranked number 7 by the Des Moines Register and ranked 10th by the Associated Press. Averaging 56 points on offense, giving up 46.5 points on defense. Johnston record is 5-6 on the year, and they're 1-4 in Central Conference play. And Mike Swain, that is the tail of the tape. Your thoughts before we tip off?
I think Ryan Riggs has struggled, Mark, these last several games. He's had some good looks in that Waukee game, but wasn't able to finish. I think it's important for the Dowling coaching staff to put him in a position to get the ball inside, get him going early and often, and try and get Ryan Riggs involved in the post.
All right, Johnston in their visiting purple uniforms with gold trim. Head coaching staff of Brian Frick in his first year as a head coach, along with Andy Woodley, Bill Proctor, a guy that just killed us when I was back coaching at Carlisle, and Johnston was in our conference back then. Chris Danner, that guy, Sunblad and Danner could flat out shoot. 2 best guards I ever saw or coached against, and he's one of the assistants. So
state champs, heck of a duo, absolutely.
All right, Riggs will jump it up against Rocky, and it's tipped and controlled by Dowling, and Riggs gets it right to Daniel, to Stillwell, and Johnston had that well defended on that backdoor cut, so we're underway. Dowling will start their half-court offense. Stillwell with it.
They are face guarding Drew Daniel. I'm a little surprised defensively at the move.
All right. Here is a corner 3 by Stillwell, no good on the pass from Omaha Blue, and the rebound, Johnston.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Mark. Stillwell had an open shot, but they just have not had success from 3. They've got to be patient and try and get that ball inside.
Johnston with the basketball. This is Garrett Miller with it. Miller down the right side, cut off by Daniel. Dowling staying man-to-man on defense, no score. Dump it inside to Rocky, left block, takes it in. A little hook shot in the lane, no good over Riggs. Rebound Dowling and Keel. Michael taking it down court, underneath the Riggs. He is pushed underneath and a whistle and a foul on Johnston. Riggs for 2 at the free throw line.
Well, and that's a great job of Ryan Riggs running the floor that time, Mark, in transition. Good look that time. And also a good defensive play by Riggs, not getting a foul, guarding Rocky in that post on that other possession.
Stephen Kramer with the foul, and Ryan Riggs to the free throw line. Ryan, a 55% free throw shooter on the year. He'll get 2 shots here. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, along with Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, and Kemen. First free throw rolls through, and we've got a score. It's 1-0 Dowling at the free throw by Ryan Riggs, the Dowling junior. Second one on the way. It's good. 2-0 Dowling. Pressure in the backcourt by the Maroons. Little 1-2-2. Trying to trap the first pass, and they can't get it done. Johnston throws in the front court to Grant. We got an illegal screen called against Johnston. I think they're going to get Kramer for his second foul, and they are.
Yeah, wow. I don't even really think Kramer was trying to set a screen. It almost looked like he just sort of bumped into Stillwell, but the officials called it, and that's going to be number 2.
Well, Lute Woodley will check in the lineup. Now, Lute's been a starter part-time during the year, but I think when things started happening with Johnston, started losing games, he lost the starting spot. He's going to play early here. He checks in just under 7 minutes to play, and Dowling leading 2-0. All right, here's Stillwell with it for Dowling. Dribbles underneath. His pass over to Blue, stolen away. Tipped by Rocky, stolen away by Johnston. Grant has it. They work underneath. Rocky shot no good. And rebound tipped out of bounds, they say, off Johnston.
Well, nice job that time by Omaha Blue. His height really affected Rocky's shot. And Dowling able to get the ball back after the turnover by Stillwell on the other end.
If you joined us late, Michael Keel and Omaha Blue get the start tonight for Dowling. Matt Riedel and Joe Strackel will come off the bench. Here's Dowling with the ball. Riggs right block. His shot with the left hand, no good. Brocky had something to do with that. Rebound Johnston. Down court is Luke Woodley. His shot blocked away by Omaha Blue, out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. He was way above the rim for the freshman.
And there's some of the athletic ability we were talking about. What an unbelievable block, how high he got up that time, Mark.
2-0 Dowling. Johnston will inbound the ball after Ballou swatted it away. Gets to Rocky beyond the three-point arc. Gets it over in the corner by Garrett Miller. A three-pointer left corner, no good. Rebound Ballou. Omaha with it, dribbling all the way down court through traffic. Puts up a shot, and a foul called before the shot on Johnston. It'll be on Kriegel.
Well, so far, Omaha Ballou looking very comfortable in his starting role that time, Mark, going coast to coast and drawing the contact.
Be interested to see. The Dowling court is 84 feet. College court is a little bit longer, and some of these high school courts are longer. And Omaha could use that extra little bit of room to get himself going.
He's got long strides, very athletic, but he certainly looks comfortable in this new role.
All right, third team foul already on Johnston, 2 of them by Kramer, and Stephen Kramer on the bench with 2 fouls. That was on Kriegel. Second free throw good. Omaha 2 for 2. Dowling 4 for 4 at the line, and that's where all our points are, at the free throw line. 4-0 Dowling. 6:05 remaining, first quarter. Johnson with the ball. The pass by Reed Grant, stolen away by Omaha Ballou.
Yeah, credit the Dowling press.
Down court to Riggs, layup, reverse layup, good.
That's a nice job. Dowling attacking inside.
Our first field goal of the night.
Another
now Riggs
steal.
with the steal that tipped in the back court and retrieved by Kriegel, and Johnson with it.
Now the Dowling height, they've got Omaha Ballou on that front of that press, Mark, and that's giving Johnson some problems.
6-0 Dowling. Here in the first quarter, Dowling girls a winner tonight as they upend number 2 Johnston, 75-57. Dowling girls led by as many as 21 points. Now in the lane, a shot up and good. Luke Woodley taking it to the hole. Nice score. Now traveling on the Maroons. They get the ball down court, Keel to Stillwell, and he travels with it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Defense was there, and Matt had to take a step. But nice move that time by Woodley with the left hand.
6-2 is our score. Dowling with the lead. Johnson will inbound the ball, and they have a substitution. Trey Lewis, we're going to see him in the lineup for the first time, coming off a injury. It looks like he's wearing protective sling on his, or sleeve rather, on his left elbow and arm, and he's in the lineup. And now the pass by Johnston's Luke Woodley overthrew Trey Lewis, almost into the garbage can.
Trey Lewis shooting almost 48% from 3, Mark. So something for Dowling, who has given up a lot of threes in the last 3 games, to be mindful of.
6-2 Maroons. Here is Riggs coming off, or setting the ball screen for Stillwell, and the pass goes right side to Keel. Riggs to Stillwell, now leaves it for Riggs. A Stillwell dribble drive. 3-pointer by Riggs is short. Ball slapped around on a loose ball foul on Omaha, and he gets very aggressive, and that time drew the foul.
Yeah, good position that time by Johnston. Omaha clearly over the back. Referees with a good call on the foul.
6-2, our score. Dowling with the lead, full court pressure by the Maroons. Little 1-2-2, and the ball slapped out of bounds by Drew Daniel as he went right around Reed Grant.
Johnston looks a little unsure in this press. They're hurrying a little bit. They just take their time and find the open man. Shouldn't give them too much problems. Dowling's not being too aggressive in it.
All right, Keel guarding Trey Lewis. That'll be an interesting matchup, especially the way Lewis can light it up. With the basketball is Grant, goes down to the left block, can't get the shot off, kicks it over in the corner to Miller. Now they swing it up top. This is Reed Grant. Stops the right elbow, can't get a shot off. Now leads for Lewis, way outside, 3-pointer, good. Oh my goodness, Trey Lewis with his 22nd 3 of the year.
And that is what has been happening to the Dowling defense. Good defense on the outset, and then somebody knocks down a big 3, which is exactly what Lewis did.
It's almost like we had a shot clock. It's the last few seconds of the shot clock. Now a bad pass and a run out, and Garrett Miller with the uncontested layup. And the Dragons now have all of a sudden taken the lead 7-6 over Dowling.
Yeah, that time just an errant pass from the corner, trying to throw it back out top and not seeing the Dowling defenders. Dowling's got to be very careful with the ball.
Here's Omaha Ballou with it, and they're going to call him for the travel. He didn't shoot. If he would have shot, he would have been fine, but he passed it over to Stillwell for 3, and they wave it off. Traveling on Omaha Ballou, and substitutions now for the Maroons. We're going to see Joe Stopulos check in for Michael Keel, and we're going to see Matt Riedel check in for Omaha Ballou, I believe.
Johnston weathered that storm in the first couple of minutes of this game to roar back and take a 1-point lead here, Mark, with 3:45 to go in the first.
Johnston with the basketball. Trey Lewis now dribbling in the front court. And he sets his offense. Rocky still in there, so is Garrett Miller. Miller with the basketball, left wing, now dribbles in the lane. And now a nice little give and go, and he gets it right to Reed Grant. Reverse layup, good. Reed Grant coming from the right side, and Johnston with his largest lead of 3 right now.
Yeah, no backside help that time by Dowling. Just get caught not looking at their man and ball in a simple backdoor cut.
9-6, Johnston. Dowling lobs it in, and now Stillwell posts up, and he shoots and scores right over Garrett Miller. And Matt Stillwell with his first 2 points. 9-8, Johnston. Dragons get the ball down court. This is Reed Grant dribbling on the baseline. Leaves it for Luke Woodley for 3. Right wing, no good. Rebound Dowling. And the Maroons with it. This is Riedel over to Stracco. 2:50 remaining, first quarter. 9-8, Johnston. Packed house here at the Dowling Gym tonight for the second straight night. Waukee on Tuesday. And tonight, here's Stracco in the lane. They're going to get him for a 3-second count. 3-second violation on Joe. Got caught couldn't get a shot or a pass off.
Yeah, credit the Johnston defense that time. They got him stopped, and then when he tried to find somebody on the outside, everybody was covered.
Breeze Proctor will check in. His dad, the longtime assistant coach at Johnston, Bill Proctor, on the bench with head coach Brian Frick, and Reese gets his first look tonight. Breeze, 6'3" senior, averaging 5.5 points, 3 rebounds, 9 made threes on the season. And he has the basketball. Johnston run a little guard weave, and now a long 3 by Reed Grant is no good. Rebound Dowling, and Lynch gets up above everybody to grab it. Over to Stracco, to Stillwell. Matt with it. Skip pass over to Riedel. Matt in the lane, gets it back to Stillwell. 2:10 remaining. Johnston by 1, and Dragons stay man-to-man. A little give and go underneath the Riggs. The shot no good. Might have been deflected by Proctor that time, and a rebound out to Johnston.
I thought there was some contact and no call, but nevertheless, Johnston retains the ball and now turns it over.
Johnny left in there.
One of the things that, they're saying that was tipped. I thought that
yeah,
was
they
out.
are.
So Johnston can keep the ball.
Johnny left might have got a piece of that ball by Riggs, 6'3" senior in the lineup for head coach Brian Frick. And Dragons with it. Here's Leth, guarded by Riggs. Dowling stays man-to-man. With it is Reed Grant. Johnston 9, Dowling 8. Minute 40 remaining, first quarter. Now in the lane, Luke Woodley has his shot blocked and taken away by Lynch. Andrew Lynch, 3-on-1 fast break. A shot up and a charging foul on Lynch. And Andrew hits the deck, and a nice job that time by the Dragons, as that was Brees Proctor picking up the charge.
Yeah,
Don't like that.
Andrew had 2 opportunities to give that up earlier, and he should have, and he probably would have got it back to score, and that time decided to dribble the entire way. Good job by Johnston getting the charge, and that's an opportunity missed by Dowling.
Yeah, Andrew leading the charge, and it ended up being a 3-on-1. A nice job by the Dragons. Minute 20 remaining. Johnston with it. This is Grant. Gets it back out to Proctor. Top of the key and dribbling with the ball is Grant. Puts it on the floor, now kicks it out to Woodley.
Good help so far in this possession, Mark, by the Dowling defense.
Now, underneath Lewis, and a little runner in the lane. Good. Trey Lewis, how about that?
That's just a good offensive move. Well defended by Stracco, but a better offensive move by Lewis.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Johnston 11, Dowling 8. And now underneath, Riggs misses a shot. It's no good. And ball slapped out of bounds to be Johnston basketball.
Those are the ones that Riggs has been missing. He's had opportunities, Mark, and he's not been able to finish.
Lynch will check out, and Drew Daniel checks back in. 45 seconds remaining, and it looks like Dowling's going to have the basketball. They went off of Johnston.
They said it went off of Johnston, okay. Yeah, so I think everybody was surprised. Everyone was walking down the other side of the floor.
Well, Trey Lewis watched it go out of bounds, and I thought it was Johnston basketball. Now we got an offensive foul on Dowling away from the ball, and that might be on Riggs. Jostling for position, and he did. So on Ryan, that's his first foul. 13th foul on Dowling. And Johnston also with 3 fouls.
There's been a real emphasis on illegal screens this year in high school basketball. We've seen it in almost every game multiple calls of moving screens. The officials are looking for it, and guys have got to be set when they're trying to set a screen for somebody.
They have within the frame of their body. If they start putting an elbow out or a knee out, that's an illegal screen, and they haven't quite figured it out through 13 games right now, apparently. Here's Lewis for three. Good again. Off the bench, Trey Lewis for Johnston. 7 points.
Yeah, just a mistake that time by the Dowling defense. You can't collapse off of Lewis. That's the one guy you can't leave on the outside.
Exactly. 13 seconds remaining. I want to thank Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and R&R Realty for supporting our broadcast all season long. Stillwell with it. 5 seconds remaining. Stillwell dribble drives in the lane. His shot no good. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the Johnston Dragons leading Dowling by the score of 14-8, along with Mike Swaim. I'm Mark Emmerdale, and we're at the Dowling Gym tonight. It's Johnston 14, Dowling 8. Back with the second quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The home and away voice of Dowling Catholic sports and activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines, 515-440-4610, online at ashworthvision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides the best tax savings over any other charitable giving in the state. 65% of your contribution directly reduces your Iowa income tax liability. Plus, there are still federal deductibility options to further save on taxes. Find details online, ctoiowa.org. All this for the kids and their future.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, underway in the second quarter of this boys contest. 14-8 is our score. Johnston with the lead at the end of the first quarter. Dowling went 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Johnston yet to attempt the free throw, but they've been making threes. Another three-pointer up and good by the Dragons, and that's Trey Lewis again.
Mark, right when that shot went up, the Dowling coaching staff yelled not to leave him, and they did, and Michael Keogh is going to be coming out as a sub because of that defensive mistake.
Joe Stopulos set to check in. Blue underneath. His shot no good. Dragons made him work for that. 17-8 is our score. 9-point Johnston leads, the biggest of the night. Dowling had a 6-point lead back in the first quarter. We got a timeout immediately called by Dowling. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with the score. Johnston 17, Dowling 8. The Maroons, or Dowling, Johnston's largest lead is right now of 9, Mike. But the Maroons, some lapses here defensively, and that is what's cost them. And all of a sudden, Lewis, coming off an injury, doesn't get the start, and here he has 10 points, and we haven't even played a minute into the second quarter.
You've got to understand who's on the floor and who can score. And defensively, if the ball is moving, but your man is the guy that has hit 2 or 3 pointers in a row, you can't collapse. And that is what is so frustrating for the Dowling coaching staff right now. What they are trying to emphasize to these guys is you cannot leave shooters. And that has been the problem the last 3 games and in this first quarter here tonight.
That's a good point. Sometimes teams get used to help defense. Well, sometimes you can't help. Whoever's assigned to Trey Lewis of Johnston cannot help if you're a Dowling defender. And maybe the message has gotten across. We'll see. Now backdoor cut, bad pass by Riggs. He tried to hit Still on a back cut, stolen away by Johnston. Here's Trey Lewis in the front court, guarded by Riggs. So they're going to really put some length against him. And Ryan will just come out and take him beyond the three-point arc because they have help underneath. Nobody else has really hurt the Maroons. Lewis with 10 first-half points. Miller, Woodley, and Grant with 2 points each. Rocky is yet to score. Here's a shot in the lane, no good. Rebound, Omaha Ballou.
Nice block that time by Omaha Ballou, and then he was able to get the rebound as well. So, athletic move.
Dowling at Stracco, Ballou, Riggs. Drew Daniel, Riggs in the lane, kicks it out to Matt Stillwell. Maroons rotate the perimeter. Long three by Daniel. It's no good. Rebound comes out to Johnston. Here's Reed Grant with it. Leaves it for Lewis again. In and out, no good. Ballou was on him that time. May have altered the shot Or he just was due to a miss. Rebound Dowling.
Dowling fortunate. Trey Lewis wide open again and not finding him in the secondary break.
Here's Stracco, picks up his dribble, gets it to Ballou. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. 17-8, Johnston. Tough week for the Maroons. They lose Monday night to Ames. Get blown out by Waukee Tuesday, and tonight they trail by 9 to Johnston here in the first half. Now traveling on the Maroons is Stillwell. Shuffled his feet, and he and Riggs will check out. And we'll see Matt Riedel check in for the Maroons, along with Andrew Lynch.
Well, Johnson has done a nice job of clogging the paint, playing, just sort of really collapsing in there, not allowing Matt Stillwell to drive and get inside. They've done a nice job attacking Riggs when he has caught the ball. And Dowling is struggling shooting from outside, which is why their offense has been what it is so far.
Back cut by Johnson. Garrett Miller's pass was deflected and taken by Dowling as Riedel comes away with it. Stracco in the front court, guarded by Lewis. Johnson stays man-to-man. Riedel with it, coming off a ball screen by Lynch. They look to Lynch, can't get it to him, and now Ballou with it. Left wing, three-point line extended. Gives it to Daniel. Good defense by the Dragons here. Now Stracco with it, dribbles the baseline, can't get a shot. Now Ballou for three, it's off the mark, no good. Scramble for the rebound, and Max Rocky comes away with it. Down court come the Dragons, and Breeze Proctor can't handle the pass. Out of bounds to Dowling. So good defense by Johnston, and the Maroons didn't get back, and fortunately for Dowling, the pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Dowling again settling for a three on that last possession. I'd like to see him try and get the ball inside to Lynch, have him post up, then work the ball out, inside out.
Under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. The score remains 17-8. Johnson with the lead.
There we go.
Dowling looking for his first basket in the second half. Now Ballou gets loose underneath. He has the ball stripped away. Trey Lewis with the steal. Now guarded by Stracco, and Trey nearly lost it. Deflected by Ballou and nearly went in the back court. Dragons retain possession. This is Garrett Miller as the Dragons work their three-guard weave underneath. A shot out of control by Reed Grant. No good. Rebound Stracco, and he's fouled by Garrett Miller.
Only the fourth team foul for Johnston with 4:26 to go, so Dowling will take it out of bounds.
Substitution for Dowling. Matt Stillwell will check in, and checking out will be Joe Stracco. So the Maroon lineup, as Trey Lewis will sit down on the bench for Johnson. Reed Grant will follow him. So it's Stillwell, Riedel, Lynch, Ballou, and Drew Daniel, rather. Riggs is on the bench for Dowling. Omaha Ballou, corner three, in and out, no good. Rebound, Kriegel, who's back in the lineup for Johnson. So it's Kriegel, Rocky, Breeze Proctor, Lute Woodley back in the lineup. And Kriegel with it in the lane. Finally gets it over in the corner to Proctor. Proctor will dribble in the lane. Pull-up jumper over Balutz. No good. Rebound, Lynch and Dowling. Empty possessions for both teams, Mike.
You know, Mark, Dowling's defense really has been pretty good tonight, other than the times that they have left Trey Lewis. You take away a couple wide-open three-pointers, and again, I think Dowling has done a nice job defensively. It's on the offensive end where they just have not been able to convert.
Well, here's Riedel with it. Gets it to the high post to Stillwell. His shot off the glass, no good. Good defense by Johnson. He went down the left side and couldn't get it to fall. Rebound out to Johnston. There's Carter Kriegel with it, guarded by Stillwell. Backdoor cut, and a shot actually taken away in midair by Lynch. Andrew going all the way down court. Layup good! Lynch with the steal and basket. He did that earlier. Couldn't score, though. And a timeout, Johnston.
No, I think they're going to give him a warning. They're giving Coach Frick a warning for where he was standing on the floor. As opposed to, I think the referee said you were out on the floor, and so it's a bench warning. If it happens again, it'll be a technical.
Okay, so it's on Brian Frick, the first-year Johnson coach. And it wasn't about that hash line that goes up near the scores table. He was out on the floor.
He was actually on the
fast
floor,
play.
right,
Okay.
yes.
I got you. That's that practice habit that you can do it in practice, but don't do it in the game.
I mean, back when I was doing it, you had to sit. That was the worst.
17-10 is our score. Johnson with the lead over Dowling here in this boys contest. Joined us late. Dowling girls defeat Johnson 75-57, and now the Dragons lose control of the basketball turnover against Johnston. Dowling ball.
Second straight turnover, Mark. Let's see if Dowling can capitalize, get this thing to a 5-point game here.
3 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. At halftime, we're going to have members of the Dowling girls team, player, coach. They should be pretty excited, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And we'll talk
to
to them.
A little shake-up in the standings, I'm guessing, Mark.
Could be. Now, a little high-low from Riedel down to Lynch, and the whistle and a foul as that pass by Riedel was intended for Lynch. A little high-low from the free throw line to the right block, and Andrew's going to get called for the foul. And for Lynch, that's his second, and Riggs will replace him.
Well, just unfortunate. It was there, the screen and roll, and just another turnover, Mark. That Dowling already with more than 10 turnovers here in this first half.
Well, the Maroons snapped last week, and they've lost 3 in a row since, and they're struggling here, and that's due to Johnston, who's coming out. In the lane is Garrett Miller. He spins in the lane, thought he was going to shoot it. He passed in the corner, stolen away by Daniel. Underneath, they work to Riggs, layup good. Riggs runs the floor and scores. That's Ryan's 6th point, and it's 17-12. Johnston by 5.
Well, nice job recognizing where Riggs was at on the floor, and good job pushing the ball down to try and get an easy offensive bucket.
All right, Johnston on the baseline. Reed Grant kicks it back out. Now gets it back in the corner for 3. Good. Reed Grant, corner 3, left wing.
Well, that's just a timely 3 that Johnston really needed. They've been stuck on 17 for a while.
20-12. Stillwell underneath. Leaves it for Riggs, and his reverse layup no good, but he drew the foul. Shot it with the left hand as he was under the basket when he caught the pass from Stillwell. And the foul's on Johnny Leth. That's his first for the Dragons. Free throws coming for Ryan Riggs. His first one is up and short. Riggs tonight 2 of 3 at the line. He has 6 points. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and R&R Realty. Second free throw in and out no good by Riggs. Rebound Johnston and Johnny Left. And now we've got a timeout called by Brian Frick. The first-year head coach wants a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 1:55 remaining in the first half. Johnston 20, Dowling 12 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale joined by Mike Swaim. David Beltram is our studio producer. And Swamer, this first half doesn't look good right now for Dowling. Defense has been bad, but they're scoring. They can't buy a basket at times.
Yeah, there's been turnovers by both teams. It's been really sloppy. And Johnston has been a little bit more efficient on offense, and you got to give a lot of credit to Trey Lewis, who's had a couple wide open buckets because Dowling was confused in where he was and collapsed when they shouldn't have. But Dowling has got to find some offensive rhythm, and again, I think the emphasis has got to be to go inside. And we've seen too many times Dowling settling for a 3-point shot that just has not been falling in the last several games.
Well, Johnston led 14-8 at the end of the first quarter, and they've outscored Dowling 6-4 here in the second quarter. Got 1:45 remaining. Dragons with the basketball, and now Trey Lewis guarded by Omaha Ballou. Almost took the 3, but he found Omaha there, and he said, no, I better not. They're just going to run their offense here with 1:35 remaining. Lewis with it, top of the key, guarded by Ballou. Man-to-man defense by Dowling. Dribble handoff to Garrett Miller. They get in the corner. They're just playing catch to Johnny Leth, and now he gets it out to Reed Grant. Grant dribbles in the lane, and a Wuchen foul called. And I call this on Stillwell, and they do. So Matt will pick up the foul. That's his first. That's helped defense that time by Omaha Ballou.
Yeah, both teams with 5 team fouls, Mark. So still each team with a foul to give before free throws in this first half.
Lewis will throw it in. And he lobs it in at the right elbow to Reed Grant. Grant backs his way in against Stillwell. Corner 3 by Lewis. Missed everything. And a weak side rebound to Ryan Riggs. Rare miss for Lewis tonight from 3. And Dowling will run their offense here with 1:10.
Yeah, see if Ryan Riggs can get somebody posted up on the block and get the ball inside to him.
Ballou with it, right wing, 3-point line extended on the dribble. And a charging foul called on Omaha. Put his arm down, and good defense that time by the Dragons. Reed Grant drawing the charge against Omaha Ballou, and Keel will check into the Dowling lineup.
Yeah, smart play that time by Grant. And Omaha Ballou just trying. Everything is off the dribble right now, Mark. We're not seeing passing and assists on baskets. Everything is trying to create one-on-one, and it's just not working right now on the offensive end.
Under a minute to play, first half. The Johnston Dragons lead Dowling 20-12 here in this boys contest. Halftime will be joined by members of the Dowling girls basketball staff as they had the big win tonight over second-ranked Johnston, 75-57 in game one. And now a jumper in the lane with the left hand, no good by Johnston. And I believe that was Johnny left with the miss, and rebound Dowling with 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Dowling's going to be content to try and hold for one and go in hopefully only down 6 at half. They are going to get the ball at the second half.
Dowling led by 6 at one point in the first quarter. Johnston's largest lead was 9 points here earlier in the second quarter. 15 seconds remaining. Here is Stillwell with it. 10 seconds. Matt gets it to Riggs. Gets in the corner to Daniel. I don't think he was expecting the ball. And a three-pointer good at the horn. Now a steal by Keel, and he stepped out of bounds. They're going to put time back on the clock. How about that? Daniel, and he gives Riggs a tap on the shoulder, saying, I wasn't expecting that pass. And he caught and shoot.
Yeah, that was look what I found, and he was able to hit that. Now the official's trying to see if there should be more time put on the clock. I thought there was probably like around 0.5 of a second to go.
Right. And we don't have the monitor in high school ball. Now our official coming to the near side to the scorer's table, Michael Lawler, veteran official.
Put 0.3, so.
That's a good guess by him and Tyler Easton and Jason Allen. How do you figure, I saw 5-10s. I saw 3-10s.
Yeah.
It'll be Johnston basketball. The inbounds in front of Coach Frick as Woodley lobs it down court, and it's tipped out of bounds. And we go to halftime with Johnston leading Dowling by the score of 20-15 here at halftime. And Dowling did outscore Johnston 7-6 in that second quarter. And that was Daniel's three at the half that helped out there.
Mark, they've got to eliminate the turnovers in that second half. You've got to find the shooter, which is Trey Lewis, and then Dowling has to be much more efficient on offense, getting the ball inside.
All right, the Maroons were 4 of 5 at the free throw line in the first half. We'll take a break and come back with our halftime guests. They should be arriving here shortly. Our halftime score at the boys contest, it's Johnston 20, Dowling 15. Earlier tonight, it was the third-ranked Dowling girls upending number 2 Johnston 75-57, and we'll talk to members of the coaching staff and players of the Dowling team after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up, heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
cpcustomhomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym here at halftime of the boys' game. It's Johnston 20, Dowling 15 here at halftime. Mark Amadil joined by Mike Swaim and joined by assistant girls coach Scott Babinette and Ella McVeigh, our halftime guest. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
to be here.
Ella McVeigh. Boy, you just missed what, 2 games?
2 games.
Mr. Lark does wonders, doesn't he?
Oh, he's a magician, let me tell you.
Well, hats off to you for going to the training table twice a day or more and getting that hamstring work. You come off the bench, and he had, 15 points tonight? Did I miss? Is that right, Scott?
Correct. Second leading scorer.
Unbelievable. Ella, congratulations, and what a better way to break a 3-game losing streak to Johnston than tonight here before a packed house. What a game.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, 3 games. We really wanted this one. We came out with a little bit of fire, and especially me, man. Two games on the bench, just watching it. I was struggling over there, but it was good to get back out there. Like you said, my hamstring's feeling a lot better, and it was just good to get back out there again.
Well, it's good to see you out there, and what a game you played. And Scott Babinett, assistant coach for Dowling. Now, are you the defensive coordinator or the offensive coordinator? I lose track.
I just try to keep up, to be honest with you.
Well, tonight you guys kept up, and what a night. I mean, you held McDermott below her average, and oh, by the way, you guys played a tremendous defense. I'll tell you, holding Johnston to 57 points, not too many teams do that, and this has been going on for a while. I think it might have been the Southeast Polk loss or somewhere in there where defense started to become a focal point, not only in practice but in games, Scott.
Right. So much of it is that we're starting to communicate so much better as a team. You'll see the girls out there pointing to matchups and matching people up as they're running down court because they're so fast in transition. So we had to get back and start, first find McDermott and then Need and everybody else. I mean, they just fly.
And it's been contagious because not only with Ames on Monday night, but Waukee on Tuesday, and they like to score 70-some points.
Correct.
And you hold them below their average. And tonight, the win over Johnston, that is tremendous. What a week this has been.
It's been great, and I think our tough schedule has prepared us for this, and we still have a bunch of tough games left to go, but man, it's sure fun to watch this thing come together because our defense is getting better. Our other players that you don't hear offensively are starting to shoot the ball well, and Caitlin's just kind of a maestro out there passing the ball and opening up things for everybody.
Well, it certainly does. And joined by Scott Babinett and Ella McVeigh here at halftime as Ella, the candidates for the winter formal, you told me, are being introduced at halftime here by Mr. O'Grady.
Yes.
You know any of these people?
Oh, yeah, I know all of them. They're all really great people, really great students, some really great athletes. They all do a lot for the community at Dowling Catholic, so it's nice to see them get recognized like this.
And I asked you why you weren't out there because you should be nominated. I would have nominated you, and you got to be a senior. You're a junior.
Seniors, yep.
All right, so they're being introduced right now. Ella, talk about, the rehab is done. Now you're back playing, and I guess we won't know till tomorrow how you feel because it's always a day later. You know, when you're 17, 16, 17, 18 years old, it just goes away. But hopefully that'll be better tomorrow. But next week, you have East on Tuesday. Friday, you go to Ankeny Centennial. And Saturday, you travel to number 1, City High. So not an easy week next week.
Yeah, no. We're just, staying focused one game at a time, one practice at a time, trying to get better. Like you said, really focus on the defense. I mean, Ankeny Centennial, East, we can't overlook them, just go straight to Saturday. We got to really focus in and get better every single day so we can reach our long-term goals.
Tonight you hit 3, we call them Toomey and Sons three-pointers because they are our supporters of our three-point shots. So go in there and tell Mario, I said, appetizers on the house for all the McVeighs and Keanos and Rodriguez's and all that. I just said that, no. But what a night you had shooting. And usually if you've been off a while, you want to get in and get into the game and maybe get a deflection, a steal. But did your shot get better while you were off? Or?
I couldn't do much running and stuff like that in practice, not many live drills, so it was mostly just off to the side working on shooting form and getting some shots up, doing what I could do while I couldn't, be out there 100%,
All right, so and Coach Babinett's the offensive coordinator, as we found out in a roundabout way. I guess Danner's the defensive coordinator. Scott, has that been true? I mean, some of these kids, they got to work on their shot from time to time, especially when you have multi-sport athletes. And Ella's one of them, outstanding softball player, but you got to work on your other sports. And talk a little about that.
Our girls do a lot of shooting, and we put them through drills and set goals for them that they have to hit within the time frames. And if they don't, then they have to live up to the punishment of that. But they work hard. I mean, they're really good shooters. So, and then when we pass the ball and move the ball, it's quite effective. I thought when Ella came in the game tonight, for instance, it changed because she's making hustle plays, offensive rebounding, steals, and Maya's a tough guard for anybody, but both Julia and her, anything she got, I thought she earned well tonight, and our girls played really well, probably the best game against her in a long time.
This is with Scott Babinett and Ella McVeigh here at halftime of the boys' game. Johnston leads Dowling 20-15. Earlier tonight, the Dowling girls defeated Johnston, and I'll tell you what, you look at the two gals that took Ella's spot in the starting lineup, and they've done a great job. You started Meg Simplot twice, and then Julia Moore, and they have, they may have gotten a little bit better just by her absence, and it's kind of made the team much better. And I noticed that in your rotations tonight, Coach.
Yeah, they're definitely just playing with. They're not playing scared. They come in there, they defend. Meg, in particular, is communicating better out on the court and pointing out matchups. She gets back and she's directing people where to be, and she's doing a great job. Julia comes in, and I just thought again she pressed hard on Maya and tried to stay in front of her, keep her in front of her the whole time, and she just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. She just plays and adds to our defensive abilities and tendencies.
Well, at least tonight they did that, and defensively they didn't score offensively, but neither did your post players.
No.
But you got good defense out of them, and you got this gal coming off the bench shooting, and Clark is Clark, and then Grace knocking down those threes. Really helped out a lot. And, Ella, go back to you. Your two replacements are going to be with you. One of them will be Julia Moore, freshman, and she's progressed very well. I remember talking to her up at Ankeny in one of our games. And then Meg Simplot, a senior. And I know you want to start, but those two gals kind of took your place, took two of them to take your place. And what a week it's been. And you've probably seen their growth. You compete with them in practice.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that really speaks to, who we are kind of as a team. Meg and Julia both stepped in and did an amazing job. They have a lot of confidence. Like you said, they've grown a lot. It's just awesome to see them out there doing their thing. Meg hit a couple threes. Love to see her excitement out there. And Julia Moore, lockdown defense. You can always count on her to hustle in and making the plays and always locking up their best offensive players. So
absolutely,
really happy for both of them.
Well, congratulations on the win, both of you. Scott Babinet, a shout-out. This is shout-out time. Usually Old Wine and places like in Northeast Iowa get the shout-out. You got a shout-out out there?
We're going to have to shout out to Coach Meyer not being here, right?
Wherever she's at. Anybody you want to shout out? Usually you're on the West Coast at times.
Right, when I tweeted you, right?
Yes, you did. So. Ella, you got to shout out half the South Side, I suppose.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give tonight's shout out to Del Lark. He's really done a lot for me the last couple days.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, and all our managers, of course.
Yes, 100%.
Right. You just did. Well, thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Ella, thanks for being here at halftime. Best of luck. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
All right, Ella McVeigh, Scott Babinet, our halftime guest. We'll take a break and come back with the start of the second half. 20-15, Johnston with the lead over Dowling. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts at the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, underway here in the second half. 20-17 as Dowling gets a basket on their first possession by Ryan Riggs. Johnston the other way, and now a foul called on Riggs. And free throws coming for Trey Lewis, who had 10 first half points. Mark Amadale, Mike Swaim, and Swimmer. Let's see what kind of adjustments have been made. I'll let you take our listeners through that.
Well, early on, I already like the offensive change. Twice they went inside to Riggs. First time he made it, second time it just rolled out, but both times they've gone inside, which is exactly what they need to do.
All right, Lewis goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 22-17 is our score. And now corner three is no good by Michael Keel. Stillwell comes away with it. His shot off the glass, up and good. The basket will count, and a foul called on Kramer.
Rare offensive board for Dowling, and they take advantage of it and capitalize and get a basket and a chance for an and one. That's something we didn't see in the first half, Mark, is white shirts going to the offensive glass. That time we did.
Stillwell with his fourth point, held to 2 points at halftime. Riggs has 6 points at halftime, now with 8. Drew Daniel had 3 points at halftime. Free throw good by Stillwell. He's got 5 points. 2 points for Andrew Lynch off the bench. And Omaha Blue his first varsity start with 2 points. Full court pressure by Dowling, found the made basket. Johnston works it down court. Ball partially blocked as a shot by Max Rocky is no good, but he gets a rebound and puts it through, and that's his first basket of the game for Johnston, 24-20.
Credit Rocky that time for staying with it, but a nice little up and under move that time by Michael Keogh, again in the paint. All of the baskets so far this half, Mark, have been inside the paint.
24-22, the Johnston lead is 2, and now we've got a whistle and a foul underneath. They're going to get Riggs.
So that is going to be his third. That's a big foul, Mark.
So Lynch will replace him in the Dowling lineup.
Wow, he and Rocky have been going at it a little bit, and that time Riggs got caught with sort of a push in the back, and he's going to have to go to the bench.
So correction, Trey Lewis had 11 points at halftime and now has 13, and now they work it inside, and Lewis shoots and scores. That's his 15th point.
Well, actually, they gave that was to Rocky.
Oh, to Rocky, excuse me.
Nice inside move that time. Just a power move over Lynch.
And now a three-pointer good by Omaha Ballou.
I believe that's the first three-pointer of the night. Is that right, Mark?
For Dowling, we'll have to see.
And a travel there for Johnston. So
Drew Daniel hit the three.
That's right, right before half. That's right. So second three for Dowling, and Omaha made a count, and now Dowling forced a turnover. And Mark, with 5:43 to go here in the third quarter, Dowling has an opportunity to get the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
That's right. The Maroons led by 6 in the first half. Johnston's largest lead in the first half was 9. Dragons did not shoot a free throw in the first half, just like during the girls' game. And Dowling was 4 or 5 in the first half at the free throw line, and now the Maroons turn it over. And that was something you talked about at halftime, reducing turnovers. Dowling, another turnover. Johnson the other way. Underneath the shot block. Lewis blocks. Omaha Ballou blocks Lewis's shot. Down court is Stillwell. And 2 free throws coming for Matt as he drew the foul.
What a block by Omaha Ballou that time. It looked like Trey Lewis had a wide open pass to the basket, Mark, and Ballou came out of nowhere and swatted that. Not only did that, he started the break.
Yes, he did.
I mean, it was just perfect.
Now, that's a key to being a shot blocker, is to be able to
keep it in play,
and either you get it or your teammate
gets it. Good point.
And the free throw by Stillwell, no good. That's Matt's first miss on the night. And coming into the game, Luke Woodley for Johnson. He replaces Garrett Miller. So for Dowling, it's Drew Daniel, who has the first to me and Sons three-pointer. Omaha Ballou has the second here in the third quarter. Second free throw is good by Stillwell. And it's 26 all. We're tied with 5:05 remaining here in the third quarter. So Dowling's battled back from a 5-point halftime deficit to tie it. Dragons with it. This is Stephen Kramer, who battled foul trouble in the first half. He's playing with 3 fouls now. And now Woodley for 3, and it's good. Luke Woodley with the left wing 3, and that is his 5th point of the night. 29-26, Johnston by 3. Dowling doing their dribble weave with their guards. Now corner, here is Ballou. Fakes the 3, now shoots the 3, and it's in and out, no good. Tipped by Daniel, no good. Right into the hands of Reed Grant, and Johnston with it. Off to Trey Lewis. Lewis, who did not start tonight, coming in off the bench, and what a performance he's had. 13 points tonight off the bench for Trey Lewis, battling an injury. In the lane, pull-up jumper, no good by Stephen Kramer. Rebound Dowling. Michael Keel with it. Avoids Woodley at half court, down the lane. His shot up and good. The basket will count. A blocking foul called on Johnson as they tried to take the charge, and Lewis will be guilty of the foul.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Michael Keogh. I thought he got bumped out here, but I'm sure Dowling is much happier that the foul was called inside the paint, Mark. And Dowling with an opportunity to go to the free throw line and tie the game up again.
So on Lewis, we mentioned his first foul. And an and one possibility here for Michael Keogh, who has 4 points on the night. Looking for his first free throw, and it's good. He has 5 points. 29 all, Dowling and Johnston here at the Dowling Gym in game 2 of our doubleheader. As in the lane, Trey Lewis with left hand, no good. Rebound Omaha Ballou. Omaha down court and runs into traffic. Lynch keeps the ball alive, and now nearly stolen, and Lynch is out of bounds. It'll be Johnston basketball as he was battling Reed Grant.
Now that time I thought Omaha Ballou could have pass that ball instead of trying to dribble into traffic on that fast break. And he just got a little out of control. Dowling not able to capitalize to try and get the lead here.
I think Omaha was winding up for the all-purpose slam dunk, but got caught in traffic as Johnston got back on defense. Tied at 29, 3:40 remaining, third quarter from the Dowling Gym tonight. Packed house during a little bit of a snow and sleet going on beforehand. Now we got a whistle and foul on Keogh as he was battling Reed Grant.
Just running a simple weave out there. Dowling doing a pretty good job. That time Michael Keogh just got a little bit of the body.
And Johnston will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Trey Lewis will inbound it. Gets it to Rocky. Max with it, guarded by Lynch. Slings it to the pass to the right side to Grant, coming off the ball screen. And a little floater in the lane, rolls around and through.
That's
Reed Grant.
Nice job by Grant, but poor defense on the ball screen that time by Dowling.
Dowling the other way with the basketball. And now a steal on the basket by Dowling. Now they leave it for Breeze Proctor for three, and it's good. And Dowling will need a timeout. Proctor with his first three. And Johnston now leading by 5, 34-29 with 3:02 remaining third quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports is provided by Two Rivers Glass and Door, creating commercial glass and aluminum storefronts. Also serving your home needs by creating custom frameless shower doors, mirrors, glass tabletops, and specialty glass. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Design, fabrication, and installation. 515-222-4860. Online at tworiversglass.com. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Serving imaginations since 1992.
Thank you, R&R Realty Group, for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. R&R Realty Group is an Iowa commercial real estate owner and developer that provides services for all commercial real estate needs, including brokerage, interior space planning, real estate management, construction, and more. R&R Realty Group has been accommodating business expansions and real estate solutions since 1985, solving commercial real estate needs. R&R Realty Group, establishing long-term relationships built on trust.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Mark Amadale, Mike Swain, 34-29. Johnston on a 5-0 run after Dowling got the game tied. And the Maroons now coming out of the timeout. They have 3 remaining. They have the basketball. And a nice pass from Ballou inside to Drew Daniel, who didn't have control of the ball, and scores.
Yeah, he was able to gather himself, Mark, and get under control and put that in. That was a big bucket to try and cut this lead to 3.
Daniel with 5 points. 34-31 Johnston. Possession arrow favors the Dragons, and they have the ball. Long 3 coming again. Good! You believe that? Johnny Leth, a 25% free throw shooter, buries one. Proctor hit one earlier, and he was shooting 29%. Dowling with the ball on the baseline. Lynch, a head fake, a shot up and no good, and either Grant or Leth got him with the foul, but a couple guys shooting below 30%. Drilling threes.
We continue to see this, Mark. Timely three-point shooting by Dowling's opponents, and it is a frustrating thing to see that.
Leth with the foul. That's his second. Free throw good by Andrew Lynch, who has 3 points tonight. Dowling was 4 of 5 going into the third quarter at the free throw line. Johnston had yet to shoot a free throw until Lewis hit a pair earlier here in this quarter. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and R&R Realty. Second free throw good by Lynch. Andrew with 4 points tonight off the bench. 37-33. Johnston with the lead. And now a long 3 no good by Luke Woodley. Rebound Dowling. Here's Stracco in the lineup. Joe gets the pass to Lynch, to Daniel for 3. Up and off the mark, no good. Left it short. Rebound Lewis.
Johnston continues to do a good job on the glass, Mark. It's one shot and out for Dowling for most part of this game.
All right, here's Breach Proctor taken to the basket. His shot up and good, went right down the right side. Proctor with 5 points, all in the third quarter.
Dowling down to a 6-point deficit now.
Runs with the basketball. Ballou for 3 in the corner, and it's good.
His second 3, yeah.
The second 3 of the quarter and his third of his young career. The freshman buried it, and it's 39-36. Johnston by 3. Now here's a long three by Proctor again. It's no good. Fight for the rebound. Daniel battling over there, and they're going to say...
I think they're going to give that to Dowling, yes.
It went out of bounds off of Johnny Leth, who was battling.
Good battle that time by Andrew Lynch.
No question. Andrew hit the deck. So did Leth. And the basketball belongs to Dowling.
Ryan Riggs coming back in, Mark, with 1:14 to go here in the third quarter with 3 fouls. So
it's a little offense-defense for Dowling as Stracco dribbles in the front court, gets it to Stillwell on the right side. Back to Stracco. Now here's Riggs, right block, double team, left-hand shot, missed everything, no good. Rebound Johnston and Reed Grant. Out to Trey Lewis, guarded by Ballou, and he shoots and scores right around Omaha Ballou.
Now that's just a great job by Trey Lewis, recognizing that he's got a slower man on him, and he got by him and then just put up that little floater. Really nice shot.
Well, Coach Frick told me that Lewis was injured and he was questionable. Looks like he worked out whatever he needed to do, and now here is a shot out in the lane, good by Ryan Riggs. It's his 10th point.
Nice job by Ryan Riggs. This has clearly been his best offensive game in the last
41-38, Johnston by 3, 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Yeah, Riggs had 6 against Waukee. Now the Dragons playing for the last shot, 10 seconds remaining. Left all alone, a shot blocked. That was Johnny Left with a shot on the right block and a foul at half court.
Yeah, that's going to be Johnston's 5th team foul, Mark.
On the Dragons. They try to cut Dowling off, and that was Reed Grant picking up the foul, and that's his second.
Yes, plenty of time for Dowling. They got 6.1 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And they're going to have to right about half court.
And they trail by 3. Now Dowling will inbound the ball. It'll be Stracco inbounding to Stillwell. Across the timeline. Stillwell down the lane, gets in the corner for Ballou for 3, and it's short at the horn.
Good look.
And we come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Johnston 41, Dowling 38 here in this boys contest. Girls game tonight won by Dowling 75-57 over the second-ranked Johnston Dragons. We'll take a 1-minute break and return for the fourth quarter with Johnston leading by 3 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you to Me & Sons for your support of Dowling Catholic High School basketball. Me & Sons is an Italian family restaurant with old country authentic Italian food. Enjoy the local atmosphere where you may even spot a priest, politician, or even Willie Farrell. Take advantage of Me & Sons bocce ball court with the kids while enjoying Tamia's homemade bread, pasta, and real Italian homemade desserts. Me & Sons is located on Southeast 1st Street, just south of downtown Des Moines and around the corner from Graziano Brothers. 515-282-7976. ToMeAndSons.net.
We are to devote ourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. Iowa Catholic Radio is thankful for your prayerful and financial support. Hi, this is Tony Calumet, Executive Director of Iowa Catholic Radio. I want to thank you for supporting our ministry, connecting people with Christ. I also want to ask if you would support Iowa Catholic Radio with a $30 a month gift. You can give securely online at iowacatholicradio.com, through the Iowa Catholic Radio app, or at 515-223-1150. Thank you.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Underway in the fourth quarter. It's Johnston leading Dowling 41-38 here in this boys contest as Dowling outscored Johnston 23-21 in that fourth quarter, Mike Swain.
Yeah, much better offense by Dowling, and it started with getting the ball inside, Mark.
Yes, it did. And now Reed Grant with Johnston's first possession. He launched a 3 left wing. It's no good, right in front of his coach, Brian Frick. Rebound Dowling. Now Stracco dribbles inside, gets cut off on the right block by Trey Lewis, who's had one heck of a night off the bench. 15 points and coming back from an injury that he suffered. Dowling retains possession. Here's Stracco clearing out on the right side. Dribbles baseline over to Stillwell for 3. It missed everything. Rebound Lewis and Johnston the other way. Down court they get it to Grant. Underneath the Rocky reverse layup good. The basket will count. The foul on Dowling. And they're going to get Ryan Riggs with a touch foul, but they're protecting the shooter there, and Ryan has just picked up his 4th foul.
Now that's just a huge turnaround, Mark. Dowling misses a wide-open 3 on the offensive end, and then Riggs commits the 4th personal foul on Rocky, who converts it and goes to the line now to try and make this a 6-point game.
Max Rocky with 6 points all in the second half. as the Dragons are attempting just their third free throw of the night. They're 2 for 2 at the line, and it's no good. Rebound comes out to Dowling and Stillwell.
Dowling's got to be patient. Now with Riggs out, they don't have that post presence inside, so every possession is valuable at this point.
Little high-low underneath, and get it inside to Lynch, and they draw another charge. Does Breeze Proctor. They'll wave off the basket, and Lynch picks up his third foul.
Yeah, that was just good position that time by Proctor. Lynch has got to go straight up with that rather than going into the defender.
We mentioned Johnston just 2 for 2 at the line tonight. Now they're 2 for 3 with the miss here in the fourth quarter. Dowling's 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Underneath, and Grant loses the ball, but he gets it right over to who else? Rocky, who's got all 8 of his points here in the second half. And then Johnston leads, swells to 7, 45-38. Underneath, and here's Drew Daniel with a little.
It's like a little alley-oop play that time that Johnston ran, but nice layup that time by Drew Daniel, and Coach Frick's going to get a timeout for Johnston here.
30-second timeout called by Brian Frick. The score is 45-40.
Excuse me,
Johnston
Dowling is going back with Riggs. So Coach O'Connor seeing that 6 minutes to go here, down 5, and they're going to get one of their better offensive players back in the game despite having 4 fouls.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Kemen, Dental Associates, and Construction Professionals. And if you joined us late, what a girls game we had tonight. Dowling girls led by Caitlin Clark's 42 points. Upended number 2 Johnston by the score of 75-57 in game 1 of our girls and boys doubleheader. Next week, we have a girls game Tuesday night. Dowling at East. We'll go on the air at 6 o'clock, and they'll tip off at 6:15. Dowling at East. We'll have it on Iowa Catholic Radio. Steve DeVinny and I will be courtside for that, and then next Friday night we'll be at Centennial's Gym. Dowling at Ankeny Centennial. We'll have a girls and boys doubleheader next Friday, the rematch at Centennial, Dowling and Ankeny Centennial. Dowling winning both games this year. And now a backdoor cut and a layup good by Reed Grant, and that was well set up by Coach Frick and his staff.
It's just great play design. Second time they've been able to get Dowling on a backdoor cut that time, and Reed Grant, nice play. 7-point lead now. And every possession now, Mark, is huge for Dowling. They've got to be careful, get good shot selection here.
Grant with 9 points. Now here's Stillwell in the lane. His shot no good. The tip up and no good by Riggs. Battling for the rebound is Riggs, and he has it stolen away from him by Max Rocky. Now Johnston in transition. This is Reed Grant. Leaves it for Trey Lewis from half court. Good. Trey Lewis with a 3, and that's Caitlin Clark range, if you ask me. He's got 18 points. Wow.
That's just a great answer by Johnston.
50-40, Johnston by 10. Underneath Riggs, his shot up and good. A foul on Rocky. The basket will count, and Riggs to the line for an and 1, and it's not over yet for Dowling.
Good job by Dowling going inside. And again, just like Johnston has done a couple times tonight, Dowling has to weather this storm, Mark. Little adversity. Had a couple nice plays by Johnston, but only still an 8-point game, chance to get it to 7 with plenty of time to go.
Riggs' free throw good. So Ryan with 13 points. And they'll put Matt Riedel in for Riggs. Try to, now that Dowling's got a little comeback.
Good move by the coaching staff, getting Riggs out because of this defensive possession with 4 fouls.
Yes. Full court pressure by Dowling. And like it's man-to-man right now. Ballou guarding Trey Lewis. 50-43 as that free throw was good by Riggs, and now a whistle and a foul on Ballou, and that is a touch foul, but it is a foul on Omaha with his 3rd.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because it's 50 feet away from the basket, and it puts Dowling at 16 fouls, but the next foul then will send Johnston to the line for a 1-and-1.
Both teams with 16 fouls, so we'll be shooting free throws with every foul call the rest of the night. Here's Lewis coming off a ball screen, dribbles baseline. They rotate the ball. Woodley won't shoot the 3. Leaves it for Reed Grant. His three-pointer no good. Bodies on the floor. Rebounded by Ballou. We got a whistle and a foul, and they're going to get Drew Daniel for the foul. He was hooked up with Max Rocky.
Yeah, both guys went to the ground. I didn't really see who initiated the contact, but the officials are going to say Drew Daniel committed the foul, which is going to put Rocky on the foul line for a 1-and-1. After Dowling had got the ball, Mark, on that rebound.
Yeah, Ballou had the rebound. That was kind of off the ball.
Yeah, and now Riggs coming back in offensively. We got a break in the action, so get him back in.
So it's Strackel, Stillwell at the guards with Daniel, Riggs, and Ballou. The three post players for Dowling. Rocky, front end of a 1-and-1. Free throw good. He missed the first one tonight. Now it's the front end of a 1-and-1. That's a 17th foul on Dowling. 51-43. Johnston by 8 with just under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter from the Dowling gym that was once packed. And we see openings in the bleachers right now for that great girls game in halftime. Second free throw good. Rocky makes them both. He's now 2 of 3 at the line tonight, and he has 10 points. 10 points for Rocky, and it's 52-43. Johnston by 9. 4:45 remaining, and now Stillwell trying a little high-low, tried to get it to Riggs, stolen away by Rocky.
Another turnover from Dowling, and credit Grant on that. Got the deflection. Johnston able to save it. Johnston with an opportunity to go up double digits, Mark, here with 4:30 to go.
Drew Lewis with it. Gets it over to Woodley. Lute gets it inside to Proctor. Goes to the basket. His shot no good. Rebound Riggs. Outlet pass to Stracco. Tries to get Ballou, and he overthrew him. Had the right idea, but he overthrew him, and now Riedel back in for Riggs.
And that'll take some time. Stracco's got to understand, go ahead and go up with that. Go to the basket. Let Omaha Ballou go catch that like a lob pass rather than that sort of hard pass on the baseline.
Yeah, he threw a fastball and needed that slurve ball. Drop pitch, if you will. 52-43, Johnston by 9. Approaching the 4-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Here's Trey Lewis with it. Swings to the corner for Woodley. Three-pointer in the corner. No good left wing. Rebound Riedel. Outlet to Ballou. Ballou one-on-one against Lewis. Goes around him. Layup good. Omaha Ballou shoots and scores.
Yeah, surprised that there wasn't a call there. There was some contact, and I thought nice job by Omaha Ballou avoiding that charge.
52-45 is our score. Omaha Ballou tonight with 10 points, so he gets a start and in double figures. Matter of fact, he had 10 points against Waukee off the bench on Tuesday night, thus the start tonight. I want to mention our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio include Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, R&R Realty Group, and the Catholic Tuition Organization, alongside Mike Swaim, Mark Amadale, and Swimmer. Your thoughts here. Both teams are going to be shooting free throws with every foul, and Dowling trailing by 7 with just under 4 minutes remaining.
If I'm Coach Frick, I'm telling my Johnston Dragons, listen, we want great shots. That last one, a three-pointer in the corner, not needed when you're up 9 and under 4 minutes to go. And so they need great shots. They need to get to the foul line. And if you're Dowling, you got to play good, solid defense. Don't play with your hands. See if you can force some turnovers and then be efficient on the offensive end.
Full court pressure by Dowling. It's all man-to-man. Ballou guarding Lewis in the backcourt. Trey goes around him, and he gets it out to Lute Woodley as Johnston now will run their offense or play the dribble weave with the three guards. Now here's Rocky beyond the three-point arc. Passes over to Lewis. Lewis looking for a backdoor cut. Can't get it to him. Now hands it off to Breeze Proctor, who will give it to Reed Grant. It's kind of a motion offense with delay with the three-guard weave, if you will, Mike.
Yeah, Johnston doing a nice job with it. They've got multiple guys who can handle the ball.
There's Rocky with it on the right block. Got too deep. His shot no good. Partially blocked by Drew Daniel, and Daniel gets a rebound. Down court to Stillwell as we approach the 3-minute mark.
Still plenty of time here, Mark.
Yep.
Got a chance to cut it to 5 with 3 minutes to go.
Johnston had the ball for about 40 seconds and came up empty. Here's Stracco, backs his way in against Lewis. Tries to get it to Daniel, and he throws it away out of bounds.
That's a costly turnover. Got to try and take care of the ball and get good looks.
Johnston will inbound the ball. Full court pressure by the Maroons, and Riedel will go up and guard the ball as it's being thrown in by Reed Grant. Ball slapped away, but Lewis retains it. Now he gets it over to Breeze Proctor. They get it across the timeline. Blob pass underneath to Rocky, and he comes down with it. Lewis for 3. It's in and out, no good, and a rebound, Ballou and Dowling.
I'm just not sure about that shot selection, Mark. Up 7 with 2:30 and throwing threes from 4 feet out.
I saw that. I don't think Coach Frick liked that either. Here's Stracco, dribbles in the lane. Backdoor cut, gets it to Daniel. Layup good as he beat Luke Woodley to the basket. A whistle and a foul on Dowling in the backcourt after Drew shoots and scores. Foul's going to be on Stracco.
Yeah, now you're going to put Trey Lewis on the line. And again, I like the aggressiveness, but fouling in the backcourt is not what Dowling needs right now.
This will be the 8th team foul on Dowling, so 1-and-1 coming up for Trey Lewis, who's been perfect at the line tonight. And his first free throw is good. 19 points for Lewis. Trey coming off the bench for 19 points.
Trey Lewis coming in tonight, Mark, was shooting 40%.
Yeah.
But he is perfect at the line. Of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be? He's playing in the Dowling gym where everybody shoots well.
Yeah. Second free throw, no good. Ball slapped around as Ballou tips it to Drew Daniel. Daniel has 9 points now with that last made basket. Lewis with 19 points. Now the Maroons with it, and Nikhil gets underneath to Riggs, and his shot is blocked, but a foul on Brees Proctor, and Ryan Riggs to the line for Dowling. Proctor with his first foul.
These are huge free throws, Mark, to try and cut this thing to a 4-point game. Dowling fortunate to get that ball back. It looked like another turnover, but it bounced right into Riggs' hands.
Riggs with 13 points, has 2 free throws here. First one good. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Kemen, Dental Associates, and Construction Professionals.
They're going to get Riedel in for Riggs defensively. So Dowling down by 4, 2 minutes to go. Dowling with 2 timeouts, Johnston with 3 timeouts, and teams are both shooting if there is a foul committed.
15 points now for Riggs. He hits both free throws. He's 5 out of 6 tonight at the line. 53-49, Johnston by 4. 2 minutes remaining, and now the Maroons will commit the foul. Riedel fouls Reed Grant. Grant going to the free throw line, a 39% free throw shooter, and that's kind of what Coach O'Connor was talking about.
Yeah, you could hear the bench as soon as Reed Grant caught. They wanted a foul, and now Ryan Riggs back in. So let's see if that strategy works here for the 1-and-1 for Reed Grant.
19 foul on Dowling, so what better way to test it out on a free throw shooter who's not the best in the air. The shot is no good.
It pays off.
Grant's free throw is no good. He's got 9 points tonight. 0 for 1 at the line. Dowling with the rebound. 53-49 Johnston. Riggs down the left side of the lane. He stops, puts up a shot. Little scoop shot. Good for the big guy.
Shot by Riggs, and now a team that was down 9, Mark, is only down 2. And they're going to foul Reed Grant again. Drew Daniel with the foul and put him back on the line.
17 points for Riggs. This time it'll be a 2-shot foul.
Yep.
That's the 10th team foul on Dowling. And the foul is on Drew Daniel, his second. And back to the free throw line, Reed Grant, 39% free throw shooter. Go ahead.
His last one was not good. It barely drew iron, but that one he rattles in.
10 points now for Reed Grant. Johnston's lead is 3, 54-51, a minute 43 remaining. Hang on to your hats here. Second one missed everything. Might have grazed the rim. They didn't whistle it.
Yeah.
And rebound Dowling and Daniel. Drew with the rebound and hands it off to Stillwell. Matt coming off a ball screen. Gets it up top to Matt Riedel. Riedel looking inside to Riggs. Can't get it to him. Here's Stillwell. Spins in the lane. His shot might have been partially blocked as Lewis tied him up, and they'll hand it off to Woodley and work it down court and reverse layup up and no good by Brees Proctor. And a whistle and a timeout as...
Boy, when Reed Grant was trying to secure that rebound, Mark, and I thought he took multiple steps, no call, and then wisely the Johnston Dragons get a timeout when it looked like there was going to be another turnover.
All right, it'll be a full timeout. We'll take one ourselves. A minute 15 remaining, fourth quarter. Johnston 54, Dowling 51. From the Dowling Gym, we'll be back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
The home and away voice of Dowling Catholic sports and activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is provided in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic with 2 licensed optometrists, Barbara Sheets, a Dowling Catholic graduate, and Dr. Todd Pedig. The Ashworth Vision Clinic team provides complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. Ashworth Vision Clinic is located at Ashworth and 60th Street in West Des Moines. 515-440-4610. Online at ashworthvision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization provides the best tax savings over any other charitable giving in the state. 65% of your contribution directly reduces your Iowa income tax liability. Plus, there are still federal deductibility options to further save on taxes. Find details online, ctoiowa.org. All this for the kids and their future.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Our score is 54-51. Johnston with the lead over Dowling. 1:16 remaining. And now one of our referees, Jason Ollins, has called Coach Frick and Coach O'Connor to the table. And I'm not sure if they had a substitution issue here, Mike. We really don't know what's going on.
It's something to do with the clock. They said if there's an inadvertent buzzer that they will stop play.
There could be one coming up.
I'm not sure. The referees were talking to the scorer and the board operator.
Okay.
And then he called both coaches and said there may be a stoppage in play. Inadvertently, we'll stop it and try and sort it out. That's Dowling's ball.
Yeah.
Boy, what
Johnston
a huge steal.
And Reed Grant is right about 4 seconds, and Dowling fans wanted 5. He threw it in, and Trey Lewis couldn't handle the pass out of bounds.
Now Dowling with a chance to cut it to 1 or even tie it with 1:10 to go.
Yeah, Jason Allen's just whistled or just signaled to me it was a timing thing.
Yeah.
And that's what they were over. So 54-51, Dowling with the ball, and a foul on Johnston as the Maroons go to the free throw line here. And this will be Stillwell, I believe.
It is going to be Stillwell. He's going to have 2 shots. And I'm sure Coach O'Connor is going to get somebody in for Ryan Riggs defensively.
Okay, Woodley with the foul. That's the 8th team foul on Johnston. 2 shots coming for Matt as he took it in to the hole and got fouled. And the first free throw is good. 54-52. It's a 2-point Johnston lead. 1:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. Mike Swaim.
Dowling with 2 timeouts. I think Coach O'Connor is going to take a timeout if this is a made free throw.
And the second free throw is good, and the Maroons will take a timeout. Stillwell hits them both. Matt tonight with 6 points, 8 points. It'll be a full timeout. So Stillwell with 8, and it's a Dowling timeout. 54-53. Johnston by 1. It'll be Johnston basketball when we return here in the fourth quarter on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, construction professionals, for underwriting our show, Man Up. Heard Mondays at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Construction professionals have been long supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, and we've seen their work. It's beautiful.
They do remodeling or new construction that is innovative, functional, and designing what you want. It's a family business built on a strong foundation to create a new or remodeled home that is uniquely yours.
CPCustomHomes.com. From our family to yours, God bless. Thank you, construction professionals.
Thank you, Dental Associates, for underwriting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. With over 40 years' experience, Dental Associates is a group dental practice with the mission of promoting optimum health and well-being to all patients, providing preventative, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry for the entire family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, and boy, what a finish we're going to have. 54-53 Johnston. Dragons inbound the ball. Dowling pressing in the backcourt, and Omaha Blue commits the foul there, Mike. Tough break for the Maroons.
It was almost a 5-second count. Johnston was very close to having a 5-second count, and then Omaha with the foul, and that's going to be his fourth. So both he and Riggs have 4 fouls here, as Trey Lewis will go to the line to shoot 2.
Dowling in the double, or committed over 10 fouls. So Johnston in the double bonus. Johnston has committed 18 fouls. And the first free throw is good by Trey Lewis. And he's just a 40% free throw shooter on the year. And tonight he is 4 for 5 at the line. So we've got some kids for Johnston that are really performing. Now, Jason Allens, one of the officials, came over, and I've known Jason for a long time. He says, hey, we have an issue, or we could have an issue with timing if we don't have 10 seconds once we get under a minute. Second free throw good by Lewis. Johnston up 3.
And they'll stop it and reset it if that's the case.
In the first dead ball, they said they would.
And there are the 10, so we won't have that problem.
We're all good. Here's Daniel with a step-back 3 for Drew. Off the mark, no good. Ball slapped around. And Johnston with the basketball. Pressure in the backcourt by Dowling. As Stephen Kramer comes away with it, and he gets a pass down court, layup good. Dowling overplayed. And Stephen Kramer with the basket. That's his first 2 points tonight. Runs the other way. Stillwell to Ballou for 3. It's up and short. Rebound Rocky. Outlet pass goes to Reed Grant. He goes down court, and his shot blocked by Ballou. Gets the rebound. 30 seconds remaining to Stillwell. Matt in the lane. Pull-up jumper, no good. Drew the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. 58-53. Johnston by 5. 24 seconds remaining. Clock stopped, and Dowling with 2 shots.
How about that action?
Oh, my God.
Ballou running down the Johnston Dragon and blocking it, and then getting the ball and starting the break. And, boy, Stillwell was this close, Mark, to getting an and 1 on that foul.
So Kramer picks up his 4th foul. He just picked up his first 2 points on that last Johnston possession. Free throw good by Stillwell. Matt tonight with 9 points. He'll have another one.
If you're Dowling, you would love to have this ball inbounded to Grant and try and put him on the foul line.
No kidding. Second free throw coming, and Matt drills it. 10 points for Stillwell. So he and Ballou both with 10 points each. Ryan Riggs with 17 points. 3 players for Dowling in double figures. 58-55. It's a 3-point lead. 24 seconds remaining. Johnston with the lead and the basketball. They inbound the ball to Breeze Proctor. He's double teamed, and the ball goes out of bounds, and they say it went off of Dowling. Double team that time by Daniel and Stillwell.
Really nice double team that time, and Dowling bench thought it might have went off that Johnston player, but referee's right there.
All right. Dragons will inbound it. Grant will throw it in. Gets it into Proctor. Breeze with it. Now in the backcourt to Miller, and now we got a backcourt foul on Dowling. This will be on Daniel. So Drew will pick up his 3rd foul, and free throws coming for Johnston. Let's see who goes to the line. It might be Miller.
I think it's going to be Proctor who is going to the line.
Oh, you're right.
And Proctor coming into the game shooting 53%. So this Johnston team coming in 56% for the year. So not a great shooting team, but Trey Lewis has helped that percentage a lot.
First free throw, no good. 58-55. Johnston by 3 with 18.4 seconds remaining.
This is a huge one here, Mark, for Johnston to make this a 2-possession game. Dowling with 1 timeout, Johnston with 2.
So it's Stillwell, Riggs, Ballou, Drew Daniel, and Matt Riedel, who now checked in for Dowling. Those are the 5 on the floor. Second free throw by Proctor, no good. Rebound, Riggs. Dowling a chance to tie. 58-55 Johnston. 10 seconds remaining. Stillwell coming off a ball screen in the lane. Leaves it for Riggs. A power dribble. His shot up and no good. Rebound Johnston, and that might do it. Grant fouled in the backcourt by Daniel with 2.5 seconds remaining.
Little surprise, Mark, that Dowling didn't attempt a 3. There was about 13 seconds to go when Stillwell started to make his move that time. And they down by 3. We were just running out of time, and then Riggs with a shot that didn't fall. So
58-55 Johnston. As you mentioned, free throws coming. Reed Grant back to the line where he's 1 for 2 tonight. First one good. That should do it. Grant, a 39% free throw shooter, and now checking in will be Nick Hahn for the Dragons, 6'2" senior. And a full timeout is called by Brian Frick. We'll take one ourselves. 59-55, Johnston leading Dowling. 2.4 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of Dowling Catholic sports and activities is provided by Chemin, a global ingredient manufacturer using science to transform the quality of life for 80% of the world. Chemin is on the leading edge of molecular science, manufacturing more than 500 specialty ingredients for the human and animal health and nutrition, pet food, aquaculture, nutraceutical, food technologies, crop technologies, and textile industries. Chemin strives to sustainably transform the quality of life every day for 80% of the world with their products and services. Chemin, using science to transform the world. Online at chemin.com.
Thank you to Mercy One for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio. From the cardiovascular experts of the Iowa Heart Center to the pediatric services of Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinics, Mercy provides complete care for Central Iowa's adults and children with more than 50 primary care and specialty clinics in the Des Moines area. Find a convenient Mercy One location near you. Online at mercydesmoines.org.
Final shot of the ball game, no good by the Maroons, and it's Johnston coming away with the road win, 60-55 over Dowling. And congratulations to head coach Brian Frick and the Johnston Dragons, a winner here tonight on the Dowling floor. So the two teams split their regular season matchup as Dowling won the first game back in December over the Johnston Dragons. And by a score of 54-38, and tonight it's 60-55. Johnston with the win. And looking back at these two teams in the series, it was tied at 12 each, going all the way back to 2008, 2009, and now Johnston with a lead in that series. So there's been some great games, but I know frustration for the Dowling team. They have now lost 4 in a row this week, and going back to last week, and that's never a good sign, and that's something that Dowling's going to have to, pull through here, Mike.
Yeah, they've got to fight through some things, Mark. I mean, they had 15 points at halftime, 40 points in the second half for Dowling, and offensively they were not in a rhythm. They had too many turnovers, and again, it's been these slow starts these last 4 games that have been characteristic of this Dowling team, and to be able to, to have to dig yourself out of a hole is really hard to do. You need a lot of things to go your way. You need some breaks, and they almost Dowling had an opportunity with 16 seconds to go, down 3, a chance to tie, but Dowling opted to go inside, and they were not able to get the basket, and then Johnston with a couple timely free throws down the stretch to ice it. So another frustrating loss for Dowling, and this one's going to hurt a little bit. They had opportunities and had a chance to get this game and just couldn't come out.
Maroons fall to the Johnston Dragons by the score of 60-55 in the boys' action. Dowling falling to 8-5 on the season. They're now 4-3 in Central Conference play and have been knocked out of the more than likely the top 10 when that all comes out next Monday. Johnston improves to 6-6 on the year. They're 2-5, or rather 2-4 in Central Conference play. The Dragons will have a busy week next week, as Monday they have their makeup game at home against Ames. Tuesday they travel to Fort Dodge, and next Friday they travel to Urbandale. So they have 3 games next week. Dowling will have 2. The Dowling boys will not play Tuesday. Their next game will be a week from tonight, the week off, Mike, as Dowling will be traveling to number 6 Ankeny Centennial, a team that Dowling beat by 13 points earlier this month. And then the next day, they travel to Cedar Rapids, and they take on 5th-ranked Dubuque Hempstead. That game will be played at Cedar Rapids Kennedy, kind of a make-up add-on game, if you will, for Dowling, and that'll be on Saturday, February 1st, boys-only game. So 2 games back-to-back next week, but a week off for the Maroons right now.
It doesn't get any easier. I mean, you're looking at playing 2 ranked teams in a row, and both of them on the road, Mark, and maybe that's what they need. This stretch here that they have all been losses here at home, and they just have been sort of in a funk. So maybe going on the road will be good for this team. A week off certainly to sort of work on the things that they need to work on internally. And again, I just can't emphasize enough getting off to better starts for Dowling than what we've seen. And that's really sort of the key. That and, just some little things. I mean, we've not seen this offensive boards that we saw early on in the season. They were so dominant going to the glass. We haven't seen that. Getting back in transition and getting a hand in some shooters on the three-point line, that's been sort of a problem.
Sure.
And then clearly the turnovers were a big story tonight, Mark. And, not being able to finish some inside as well. So, these guys are battling. I mean, no one's given up on the season. There's a long way to go, and this is a quality Dowling team, but they've got to do some searching inside. They got to start playing with some confidence, and hopefully this week the staff will be able to get that going when they start heading on for this road trip.
Sometimes it's just little things you might have gotten away with against some of the games that got way out of hand. Those come back to haunt you, because I'll guarantee you one thing, CIML coaches, they break down tape, and it's very accessible, and they'll try to capitalize on your little things you're doing wrong. That doesn't make a difference in a maybe a game where it's a blowout, but they'll capitalize it and make it a big difference on a game like this.
That's a great point. I thought Coach Frick and his staff I mentioned to you during a break off air that they did a great job on Matt Stillwell tonight, really collapsing. Anytime Matt would try and drive and spin move, there was always a defender there and making it tough for him to score. And he really struggled tonight as one of Dowling's leading scorers typically. Did not have a great offensive game, and you got to credit the Johnston defense for that. And I thought they had a really good game plan. And then, of course, how about the boost that Trey Lewis gave them?
No question.
Coming off the bench. And, boy, if that's not feeling good, okay, I want to be like Trey Lewis because he played great tonight. Some big three-pointers from him.
Yeah, and I didn't ask Coach Frick. I knew he said he'd been hurt. He would be questionable to start and didn't know if he, game time decision, whatever his injury is. And I didn't ask his injury. If they volunteered to me, I'll tell him. But
sure,
he didn't volunteer that to. But Trey Lewis off the bench tonight, leading Johnston with 21 points. We'll come back and we'll recap scoring and some other thoughts along with Mike Swain, Mark Amadale. I want to thank David Beltram, who is our studio producer here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Finals tonight. In Game 1, it was a girls' contest, and it was number 3 Dowling upending number 2 Johnston 75-57. And in Game 2, it was the Johnston Dragon boys defeating Dowling 60-55. Here at the Dowling Gym, along with Mike Swain, Mark Amadale, back with more and our final thoughts here on the postgame show on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports is provided by Two Rivers Glass and Door, creating commercial glass and aluminum storefronts. Also serving your home needs by creating custom frameless shower doors, mirrors, glass tabletops, and specialty glass. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Design, fabrication, and installation. 515-222-4860. Online at tworiversglass.com. Two Rivers Glass and Door. Serving imaginations since 1992.
Thank you, R&R Realty Group, for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports 365. R&R Realty Group is an Iowa commercial real estate owner and developer that provides services for all commercial real estate needs, including brokerage, interior space planning, real estate management, construction, and more. R&R Realty Group has been accommodating business expansions and real estate solutions since 1985, solving commercial real estate needs. R&R Realty Group, establishing long-term relationships built on trust.
Welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Mark Amadale alongside Mike Swain. And we're joined here on the postgame show by OC. You want to talk? Or?
You want to
Sure. No, just joined by Mike O'Connor. Hey, we just put him on the line. I did that with your dad at Lincoln a few times. Hey, you want to talk? Oh, sure.
My dad never wanted to talk.
Yes, I did. Mike O'Connor joins us. What a week this has been. Ames, Waukee. And finally tonight, conference game against Johnston. OC, you got a week off. You got a week off to prepare, and then next week you go to Ankeny Centennial, and then that makeup game at Cedar Rapids Kennedy taking on 6th or 5th ranked Dubuque Hempstead. So what a week it's been for you guys. But playing hard, as Mike said during the game. You guys play hard. It's just some bad breaks, some kids. You're making other kids 39% free throw shooters, knocking down free throws, the little things like that. And it's been one of those weeks, Mike. It's a long season.
Yep, it is. Long season. It's been a long week. In this stretch, we haven't really created our own breaks. We're not playing the full game with the sense of urgency that we're capable of that we did early in the year. We had a bunch of turnovers tonight, which were really from poor decision making. I'm not even sure some of them were forced. We've got to grow. I've got to go home and watch film and try to figure out some answers. We practice well. That's the crazy part. We have good practices. They're spirited. They're energetic. But for whatever reason right now, it's not showing up on Tuesdays and Fridays.
You know, you had a interesting, and Mike Swain, Coach Swain picked up on it. You put on during the timeout, you had 7 on your board for 7 turnovers. That was early in the first quarter. And I don't know if it got better after that, but your turnovers are getting high, and I think that's the frustrating part as a coach.
It is.
Because everything else is working well. They're playing hard.
Well, you can't get in a flow offensively when you have 12 turnovers. You're going to score 12 points in a half if you have 12 turnovers. In the second half, I thought we were better. There was a couple plays. There was a play early on where I thought we had a chance to throw the ball ahead for a layup, and we ended up getting a charge. And we had a similar play in the second half. And our kids aren't selfish. They're just trying to make the play. They want to help the team, and we have to learn that, hey, listen, I got to give this up. That's the play. That's the right play to help the team.
Coach, I mentioned to Mark just in the postgame here, you guys are now going to go on the road for 2 after this home stretch, and it's been a frustrating home stretch. But I just said it might be even good just to get these guys back on the road, sort of that road warrior mentality. How much of this week will you guys spend on your own things as opposed to looking at Centennial and the other opponent on Saturday?
Well, I think it has to be a lot. With the way that we're playing right now, I think it has to be a lot. I don't think that we can give much attention to our opponents if we can't put it together on both ends for 32 minutes. I think that's where our focus has to be.
Well, Coach, a week off, and that could be a positive. I thought a couple things tonight. Your team went 16 out of 18 at the free throw line, and you had 4 players in double figures. You mixed your lineup up a little bit. Keogh and Omaha came in and started, and you brought Stracco and Riedel off the bench. But you had 4 players in double figures, but yet a low-scoring game. And second time you played Johnston, and Johnston last time you held them like 38 points at their place. So. It's one of those games. Weeks from now, it's just
basketball.
Bad breaks.
The ball goes in the basket early, and people get some confidence. And the Lewis kid got going, and that was kind of infectious for everybody else. But every team that we played this week has had a week to prepare for us, and each of them has had some little wrinkles. And I'll take Waukee out of it; they were just really good that night. But they had a couple wrinkles that helped them. And Johnston ran a couple things tonight. They hadn't run on film. They had a week, and they executed them well, and I think it got them 2 to 4 points. Well, in a game that you lose by 5 or 6, that's huge. And hopefully we can turn the script on that next Friday and do some similar things.
OC, thanks for taking time to visit with us. We'll see you at Centennial next week.
Sounds good.
And
Thanks, guys.
Week,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Michael Connor, the Dowling boys basketball coach, joined us here on the post-game show, and thanks for Coach for stopping by and invite him to the he was going to bring up a couple players, but obviously after a loss, sometimes that's difficult. But we appreciate that. And you heard his comment. You as a coach, Mike, know better than most that, you get in these frustration periods. Games you think you should have taken care of the basketball better, games that are right there for you, and then you're in a loss. Now you're in a losing streak, and the Maroons now it's swelled to 3 games.
Yeah, it's tough. I mentioned, Mark, that each loss, it gets tougher to get out of that rut, and that's what we're seeing right now. And again, the kids are playing hard, and the coaches are putting together a good game plan. It's just little things here and there. And I think a week off for Dowling to work on their things and then getting out on the road and focusing will help this team. But it's a long season. This is a grind. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And, similar to last year, this team, had sort of that lull and was able then to get down to Wells Fargo for the state tournament. So nobody's pushing the panic button, but obviously things have got to get better, and I think that's going to start this week.
Yeah, and the Maroons ended up getting the number 2 seed in their sub-state last year, and Dowling now, their record falls to 8-5. They've lost 4 in a row. I said 3 earlier. They lost 4 in a row, so you really want to recoup, and, sometimes maybe getting away from home. This has been a 3-game homestand that Dowling's lost all 3 games, and you put in there a week ago on that Tuesday night losing to Ankeny, then having last Friday off, so it's swelled to 4 games. Having a week off. Now you get a week to prepare for your next opponent, Ankeny Centennial, and head coach Bob Fontana and Bobby Sandquist and company up at Centennial. And then the next day you just, roll the balls out, and here we go. We're playing Hempstead, 5th-ranked team at state, a neutral court. So maybe this time will be beneficial for the Maroons this week, having time off, because you heard from Coach. The team gives good effort. We see it every night, but it's just the little things. And those turnovers are a lot. And, I mentioned this last week. I think it was Tuesday. Waukee comes in, and I think they average like 14 assists as a team, but only about 6.5 turnovers a game. Well, Dowling comes in, averaging 11 assists a game, but giving up 12 turnovers. Tonight they had more than that, according to Coach O'Connor. They probably have 15, 16 turnovers. So that's one thing that kind of can that close from being a good team and being a mediocre team, and that's the window you have.
Yeah, and Dowling's taking everybody's best shot, Mark. I mean, that's part of when you come to Dowling and you play for this school. That's what comes with the territory, and so they've just got to regroup, have a good week of practice, and go on the road and get off to a good start, Mark. And obviously they're capable of winning. They've already beaten Centennial, so need a couple of things to go their way. But I'm sure Coach O'Connor and the staff and these kids will get back to work this week and try and turn this thing around.
All right, Mr. Swain, we'll see you at Ankeny Centennial next Friday. Have a good week.
Thanks, Mark.
Mike Swain, my broadcast partner. That'll wrap things up from the Dowling Gym. I want to mention our scoring tonight. I know folks are leaving, and we haven't rounded out the scoring. And we'll start, first of all, for the Johnston Dragons, and first-year head coach Brian Frick and his staff, Andy Woodley, Bill Proctor, Chris Danner did a great job tonight. Their record now 6-6. They're now 2-4 in Central Conference play with the 60-55 win over Dowling, and they were led by Trey Lewis. Didn't start, came off the bench, battled an injury, 21 points for the 5'7" sophomore Lewis. Rounding out scoring for Johnston, Reed Grant with 12 points, 10 points for Max Rocky, all in the second half. 5 points each for Lute Woodley and for Breeze Proctor. 3 points for Johnny Leth, and then 2 points each for Garrett Miller and for Stephen Kramer. Johnston unofficially from the free throw line tonight, 10 of 15. The Dragons came in losing 3 of their last 5 games and snapped the 2-game losing streak with the win. For Dowling, the Maroons have lost now 4 in a row, and they fall to 8-5 on the season. They're now 4-3 in Central Conference play. Dowling was led by Ryan Riggs and Drew Daniels, 17 points each. 10 points each for Matt Stillwell and for Omaha Ballou. And rounding out scoring for Dowling, Michael Keel, who got his first start of the year, he had 4 points tonight. And Matt Riedel, who came off the bench, did not score for the Maroons. And Andrew Lynch came up with 4 points tonight off the bench for Dowling. The Maroons went 16 of 18 at the free throw line. And again, Dowling losing streak now swells to 4. They have the week off, and next Friday they travel to Ankeny Centennial for a girls and boys doubleheader. Earlier this month, Dowling defeated Ankeny Centennial by 13 points here at the Dowling Gym. So Maroons' record falls to 8-5. They're now 4-3 in Central Conference play. And we'll recap the quarter scores. Johnston jumped out to a 14-8 first quarter lead, and Dowling outscored Johnston 7-6. So the Dragons went in at halftime leading 20-15 at the half. Third quarter, Dowling outscored Johnston 23-21 as the Maroons cut the Johnston lead to 3. 41-38 was the score at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Johnston outscored Dowling 19-17, and the Dragons win it 60-55 here at the Dowling Gym. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank our supporters and business underwriters of Iowa Catholic Radio, including Kemen, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates. Our thanks also to R&R Realty Group, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Two Rivers Glass and Door, and Mercy One. And our thanks to everybody back at the studios of Iowa Catholic Radio. Our studio producer tonight, David Beltram. Executive Director of Iowa Catholic Radio is Tony Calumet. And we want to thank everybody involved back at the studios. This is our 43rd year of covering Dowling Catholic sports. I'd like to thank everybody at Johnston High School, including head boys coach Brian Frick and his staff, Chad Jellick, the girls coach, and everybody back in the athletic department at Johnston, including Tamara Nelson. Don't forget, this Tuesday night we have a girls-only game. It'll be Dowling on the road. That'll be our next broadcast at Des Moines East. We'll go on there at 6 o'clock with our pregame. 6:15 tip-off, Dowling at East this Friday. And then next Friday night we'll have a girls and boys doubleheader from the Centennial Gym, Dowling at Ankeny Centennial. And we'll bring you both games beginning at 6 o'clock next Friday. Again, the final scores for the final time tonight. In Game 1, the Dowling girls upend number 2 Johnston by the score of 75-57. And in Game 2, it was the Johnston boys defeating Dowling 60-55. For my broadcast partners, Steve DeVenny and Mike Swaim, I'm Mark Amadale. Thank you for tuning in and listening to here on Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM, 88.5 and 94.5 FM, and streaming online at iowacatholicradio.com. And again, for our studio producer, David Beltram, this is Mark Amadale thanking you for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. Have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School basketball is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Kemen, R&R Realty Group, Mercy One, Two Rivers Glass and Door, and Tamia & Sons. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio on 1150 AM, 88.5 FM, 94.5 FM, streaming at iowacatholicradio.com and on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.